guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So as you can see from the title, in today's pick a card reading, we're going to be finding out all about your soul family. I'm super excited for today's reading because first of all, I feel like it's been quite some time since I've done a soul family topic on this channel. At least I think so. Anyway, it feels fresh, it feels exciting, and also, and most importantly, today's video is in collaboration with the lovely, the amazing Chloe Taylor. I cannot freaking contain my excitement. Chloe Taylor is one of my favorite readers on YouTube. I'm sure many of you guys are already familiar with her, but if you are not, first of all, she is the queen of cozy vibes. Cozy autumn vibes to be more specific. And what I really love about her readings is that first of all, it literally just feels like you're sitting down and snuggling up with a blanket and having a warm cup of tea with a friend, and she's just giving you the most amazing life advice. But what I really find about her readings is that there's just such a beautiful balance of the more spiritual, esoteric side of things, as well as just good old practical advice. And I really like that she creates a space where we can be mystical, intuitive, psychic beings and also be grounded here on earth and just talk about 3D stuff. I don't know how else to say it, but I just feel both so simultaneously like a spiritual divine being and a human at the same time when I listen to her. It's just a really unique space. It's a really cozy space, and I highly recommend you check out her channel. And if you haven't checked it out yet, there will be a part 2 or another part of this reading that you can immediately check out after this. So on this part of the reading, we're going to be seeing who your soul family is and whereabouts they may be. Specifically in this reading, we're going to be looking at those soul family members who are ready to come into union with you and who would like to make themselves known to you at this time. And then over on Chloe's channel, she's going to be giving you guys advice on what steps you can take to meet them or to come into union with them. So they will go together as a, what do you call it? Comprehensive? As a comprehensive reading about who your soul family is, where they are, what they're like, what you're gonna do together, and how you can bring in this union. So yes, I think that's all in terms of explanations for this reading. So without further ado, let's take a look at your options today. We have 4 readings for you to choose from, and in each reading we're going to be using a different tarot deck, and there's also a different crystal on top of each deck to help you choose. I'm going to show you in just a second one card from each deck so that you can see not only what it looks like from the back, but also the front artwork, see what the deck's vibe is like. And today I'm going to show you guys the Star card because this is a beautiful card that talks about having hope for the future and your wishes and dreams coming true. But personally, it also reminds me of soul family, and it reminds me of just letting your light shine and allowing yourself to be the unique version of you that you came to this earth to be. Like just freeing yourself and completely being you and allowing that version of you to be loved. And I feel like that's what uniting with your soul family is all about. So yeah, okay, so without further ado, let's give you guys a close-up look at each of your options. Number 1s, you have this beautiful piece of Tangerine quartz, and you have the Angel Tarot cards, and here is the Star. Number 2s, you have this majestic black quartz, and you have the Likely Tarot, and here is the Star. Number 3s, you have this soothing Caribbean calcite, and you have the Moonchild Tarot, and here is the Star. And number 4s, you have this show-stopping Goldstone, yep, and you have the Illusori Tarot, and here is the Star. Okay, so just in case you guys need a little bit more time to pick, here are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number one. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Tangerine Quartz and the Angel Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about your soul family. So like I mentioned in the intro, the soul family members that we're looking at today are individuals who are ready to come into union with you and who would like to make themselves known to you at this time. So the individuals that appear in this reading are by no means the entirety of your soul family. You could definitely have many more out there and many soul family members whom are already in your life. But what we're looking at today are, yes, those members who are ready to come into your life or ready to come into a full-on union with you. So we're gonna see what they're like, what they're here to teach you, what life is going to be like with them, what your relationship is going to be like, and then we're going to close off the reading with messages and or advice from their higher selves. So the very first thing that we have to do for this reading is see who is wanting to come through today. So I'm going to start with this little tarot deck, and if we get a major arcana or a court card, that is going to represent a member of your soul family, and other cards, other minor arcana will give us insight about your journey. Okay, right away we have the Hierophant coming out, so that's a major arcana. Which soul family members want to make themselves known to group one? What soul family members are ready for a full union? And I say full union because you could maybe know them or know of them, but you're not like in your full-on union yet, and they could come through in this reading as well. What members of group one's soul family would like to make themselves known? Someone's a little shy, someone's a little hesitant to come forward right now with this deck. This deck is acting reluctant right now. And we have the Chariot, which is very ironic because the Chariot is about speed. Okay. What else do we have for group number one? Death. Holy cow. 3 major arcana in a row. And oh my gosh, and the Fool. Okay, group number one, like fasten your seatbelts because you guys are in for a massive soul family union very soon. I cannot believe it. You know, I was kind of worried with my little idea of this part of the reading, like, okay, if it's a major arcana or a court card, then that's a soul family member, because like what if 4 minor arcana came out? That's gonna be really awkward. And then look at you guys, bam, 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 major, 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 major. And the fact that we have major arcana as opposed to court cards to represent your soul family members, this indicates to me that these are very, very significant members of your soul family. So I would say that they are members of your primary soul group with whom you would incarnate for most of your lifetimes. I can't believe that we have 4 major arcana in a row. Has that ever happened? I know like 3 out of 4 and stuff like that has happened to me, but this is crazy. So yes, we have the Hierophant, the Chariot, Death, and the Fool. These are associated with the zodiac signs of Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, and Aquarius. In case that is relevant to you guys, you might have someone in mind, and that could be a confirmation if they have those placements. So quickly, I want to also see what did these soul family members come to teach you. So for the next part of the reading, I'm going to be using this deck. This deck has different illustrations on the back, and so there's 5 different illustrations, and I have assigned different relationship dynamics to them. So we have love, friendship, prosperity, spirituality, and transformation. So we can see if this is like a friend, a romantic partner, a business partner, or something else. Of course, they could be multiple things to you and teach you multiple things, but we're going to see what is the primary thing that they came to experience with you in this lifetime. So for the Hierophant person, what is the main thing that they're here to experience with group number 1? Friendship. Okay. And the Chariot person, what are they here to experience with group number 1? Spirituality. Okay, so, oh, that's so interesting too, because in this deck, the Chariot is like a two-headed creature. So if you guys resonate with having a divine counterpart, like a twin or a high-level soulmate, this could be a confirmation of that. And this was the one who was like shy or reluctant to come forward. So we have a very deep spiritual connection here. For the Death person, what is the Death person here to experience with group 1? Also friendship. And the Fool person, oh my gosh. Maybe I'm just being a sloppy shuffler today. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I think it's just me, guys. Ooh. So we have friendship, spirituality, friendship, and spirituality. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about these soul family members' personalities. With the Hierophant person, this will be someone who is, you could meet this person in like an educational institution, or you could meet this person as a result of pursuing some sort of studies. This will be someone who is, I feel like they're a little bit reserved when you first meet them, but they warm up once you get to know them. Like, they're kind of slow to warm up, but they're very sweet. They're very loyal. This is that type of friend who always has your back, who would do anything for you, who would give you the shirt off their back, who will support you through thick and thin. And I do think this is a friend who will see you through the best of times, and they will also see you at your worst. They will see you when you are a mess, and they will love you and support you through every single step of the way. I also think this is someone who, like, you're really going to value their opinion, or you're really going to value their advice. This is someone who has a lot of wisdom, and I think that this is someone who is kind of always right. Like, even sometimes if you would hate to admit it, they're kind of always right. And I think they have a way of delivering tough love or advice that is hard to hear with just a lot of gentleness, and without ever coming off as like pushy, or it's like they're always right, but they're humble about it. I think that's the best way that I can put it. I also just heard that this person's family is going to love you very much. This is a really, really close friendship. And so I feel like when you meet this person's parents and you meet their family, it's almost like they take you in as one of their own. Like, this person's parents, they would consider you like a second child to them. I think you're going to be really close to their family. I can also see you guys like spending a lot of time at each other's houses, because you just feel completely comfortable together. And I could also see you guys like being together in the same space, but just like doing your own thing. You don't always need to be doing something together to enjoy time together, and you don't always need to be filling the silences. And this is also the type of friend that you could like lose touch and not speak to them for years, but even so, when you come back, it's like you just pick up right from where you left off, and it's all love. It's one of those kinds of friendships that is really, I want to say, once in a lifetime. It's really, really precious. For some reason, I'm not getting the feeling that this friend is like part of a group of friends for you, or that like you really hang out with each other's other friends. It feels more like a very one-on-one thing, and it feels like a friendship that is very sacred. Another thing with the Hierophant is that this person could be religious or have grown up in a religious household, although I don't really see whether or not they still like follow that religion, or they could have been brought up like in a very traditional household. Yes. I also think that they might be from a different culture than you, or from a different background than you. So this is friend number one. Yay! And then we have this Chariot, who, it's funny, originally I thought that they were like reluctant to come towards you because of how the deck was behaving, but the more I shuffled the decks, I feel like that was just me being a sloppy shuffler. So maybe there's nothing to worry about there, or maybe we have a mixed group, but I don't know, because with the Chariot, that's like, the Chariot is someone making a beeline towards you. The Chariot is someone who is ready, like full speed ahead, let's go. I feel like maybe this person has been reluctant to come forward in the past, but now they're really, really ready to come into your life. This is someone with whom you share a very, very close psychic bond and a very, very close spiritual connection. Some of you guys already know very well who this is, but even if you don't know who they are in the 3D, you definitely know their energy. It's like you can feel them around all the time, and their energy affects you very much. Like if we look at this two-headed bird that shares a body, if one side of it tries to run in one direction, this other bird head is going to be like jerked in that direction. And so I feel like this would be a connection where you can feel this person's moods very intensely, or you can feel their emotions very intensely, or you just know like what they're doing, what they're thinking about. It's that kind of very strong telepathic connection. And yeah, with this Cancer being very like intuitive and emotional, I definitely get that your moods affect each other, whether you have met each other or not, whether you know who each other is or not. Your moods and energies and emotions like really, really influence each other. And I see here that you do have a higher being who is helping to guide you and bring you to union. And look at all of these freaking eyes. If it will focus, like the tail or whatever this is of the bird has so many eyes on it. So this tells me that this is a connection that is being very, very heavily watched over. There's a lot of divine protection, and maybe it wasn't time for union to happen before, but it is time now. I feel like both of you guys have really come into balance within yourselves, and you are ready to welcome in this union, this divine union. I am sort of getting the vibe for many that this is like a romantic soulmate or a romantic divine counterpart, but it certainly doesn't have to be. All I can say is that this is someone who is going to change your life forever. And this is someone with whom you share a spiritual and psychic bond that cannot be duplicated anywhere else, and that cannot be explained to someone who doesn't have this kind of connection. I'm hearing like it's really special, it's really sacred. It's also very, very one of a kind. So next we have the Death card to represent another friend who is coming into your life. And right off the bat, I'm getting that this person is kind of sassy. They have like a sarcastic sense of humor or a dry sense of humor. And honestly, like they're kind, but they're not very nice, if that makes sense. It's not like they're mean, but this is just not someone who like goes out of their way to flatter and have niceties. It's like they're not going to suck up to anybody. I just heard like they got over that a long time ago because they realized it just brings a certain type of person into your life when you're overly nice. And I think this is someone who now they're really protective of their energy, but once you get close to them and once you're someone who is important in their life, they will like give you the world. They will fight to the death for you, much like this Hierophant person. They will be extremely loyal to you. And with this imagery here of like the crying child inside the skeleton, I feel like this is someone who has a similar upbringing to you, and it's like you're maybe working on a lot of the same shadow work, or you've had to learn a lot of the same tough lessons through your relationships. I think that your healing journeys and your spiritual journeys have been very, very similar. But with that being said, I don't really see this as someone who's like coming into your life to introduce more of that heavy shadow work. I think that you guys have healed and you've been through that and you've released it, and now you're coming into each other's lives just to have fun and to have amazing experiences together. I see you going on like friend dates a lot with this person, going to new places that you've never been before, and that even includes like traveling to faraway places together. I think you're going to travel a lot with this person and make a lot of memories with them. And I'm also hearing that you're able to be adventurous with them and come out of your comfort zone with them because they make you feel so safe. Like you would trust this person with your life and they would trust you with their life. And I really feel like with death here, this is saying like we will be together until death do us part. This is also a really, really close friend, like this Hierophant person. And honestly, I'm kind of getting the vibe like this is a friendship that would give romantic relationships a run for their money, because we often, well, I'm not saying you guys do this, but I feel like as a society, we often like pin the romantic relationship as like the highest form of intimacy and the highest form of love. But this friendship would really, really challenge that notion. I'm also, this is someone who when you first meet, they're gonna be skeptical about spiritual stuff, but they're like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but I support you in your spiritual journey. But then, like, as they spend more time with you, and if you share more about your spirituality, they would just like, it would resonate so deeply with them. And I feel like they would grow from a kind of skeptic or just not such an active spiritual person to like really, really identifying with their spirituality, which is super cool. And then finally, we have the Fool, who is also here to help you advance in your spiritual journey. Right away, I'm getting the feeling this is a spirit guide who has incarnated in a human body. And they're actually not going to be in your life that much, which is weird. I feel like this is someone whom you meet every now and then, or you just like shoot them a message every now and then. They kind of have the vibe of like a cryptic mentor. It's like they just every now and then they pop into your life and drop some weird truth bomb of spiritual wisdom in some kind of riddle, and then they like leave your life. And when you're ready for another truth bomb, they come back into your life. I feel like this is someone who is significantly older than you. I was just doing like tour guide practice for school, and we were at like a museum of like historical art, and we had to translate about this magical being. And if you like look it up in the dictionary, the English translation is immortal mountain wizard. And for some reason, this person's higher self gives me that vibe of like an immortal mountain wizard who like every 36 years he comes down from the mountain and shares a spiritual truth, and then he goes back to the mountains. I feel like as a human, this person is just really, really introverted, and then they just like weirdly come into your life at times. Like whenever you're going through a dark night of the soul, or whenever you're going through a spiritual upgrade, they just like pop in and mentor you through it. And I'm just thinking too, like Aquarius energy is kind of an eccentric person, kind of an unpredictable person. But the same way we spoke about all the eyes on the Chariot card, like look at how many eyes this Fool has on their head. Like they're like out of this world. They're on the next level with their spiritual insight. So they're more here as like a mentor for you. I don't see you, like I said, having a really like frequent relationship. I feel like that's more these people here. Yeah, this is just like a guide who decided to be a human, and who helps you at like select moments throughout your life, which is kind of funny. Okay, so now we have identified, wow, that's a lot, the 4 soul family members who are about to come into your life. So now let's see what your life is going to be like once they have come into your life. Woo, okay. So we have the 2 of Earth, which is the 2 of Pentacles. How am I gonna lay these out? Okay, let's do it like this. 2 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, Repeating twos could be a sign that you guys see that your soul family is thinking about you, or that your soul family is drawing near. I'm also feeling with these two cards here, by 2 years from now, 2 years from whenever you're watching this, all of these soul family members will have made their entrance into your life. So at the latest, you would be coming into union in 2 years. But I feel like, oh, actually, why didn't I think of that? This is probably like the order that they're gonna come into your life. And then we have the Six of Water, which is the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Water, which is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so the first soul family member, who is the Hierophant person, they will be coming into your life within 6 months, and then they will start entering your life in this order. And by 2 years from now, they will all be here. That is the time frame that your spirit guides want me to convey to you. And they're also telling me that this period is kind of, I don't know if it's going to feel long, but it's going to be very, very eventful. The next 2 years of your life are going to be extremely eventful, such that when you look back, you're like, whoa, 2 years ago feels like a million years ago. And it's because you did so many different things. So like there's so many bookmarks in the book of your life that when you look back on everything, it's like, wow, I did so much. It feels like forever. Does that make sense? It's like, oh my God, it feels like so much time has gone by. Yeah. So the next 2 years are super, super significant for you guys. And I mean, that makes sense. That's why your soul family members are coming in. But let's take a look at the energies we have here. I actually do want to start off with the Six of Cups and the Queen of Cups, because this tells me that you will be able to recognize, oh, and actually the High Priestess too. What am I talking about? The High Priestess is also super intuitive. You will be able to recognize these people right away. As soon as they come into your life, you will have an instinctive gut feeling about them, and you will know. And actually, like if they've already if you already know them or already know of them, then you definitely know that this is your soul family, or that this is your divine counterpart, and your soul can sense that the full union with them is coming. The Six of Water, especially when it comes to relationship and connection readings, this talks about a really, really deep familiarity that you cannot, and I just saw 2222, so 2 is a very important number for you guys. A really, really deep familiarity that you just cannot explain. It's like, I feel like I've known you for a million years. I feel like you are a part of me. I know you like the back of my hand. I could recognize your energy from 8 million galaxies away. I don't know a universe without you. You know what I mean? It's that deep, deep bond, that deep, deep familiarity and comfort, and just that deep knowing. And then with the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess sandwiching these cards, these are 2 of the most, and I think the High Priestess is the most psychic being of the tarot. So they're really here to reinforce that, yes, you do know, you will know. If you've met them already or know of them already, you already know. And it's really, really important that you trust that inner guidance. It will not lead you astray. What I am seeing is that some of you guys, it's like you had that initial knowing right away, but then like your practical mind comes in later and tries to second guess. I want to say it is okay if you are second guessing, as long as you come back to that initial gut instinct. So there's no need to say like, oh, it must not be them because I'm second guessing. Like, no, you're second guessing because you're human. You're second guessing because there's a part of our brain that does that. That's okay. But it's that initial gut feeling that we want to come back to. And it's that initial gut feeling that tells you that you know, that tells you that this is it. So that's really, really important for you guys to know. With the Two of Earth here, this is also hinting that probably not this person, but one of these people is going to be your work collaborator as well. It's not coming through who it is. With the High Priestess next to it, maybe this is like you already know, or you will know when you meet them, but one of these people will become your business partner. And it's going to be so much fun because you have this beautiful, I feel like it's one of these friends, you have a beautiful personal relationship with them. And so you have so much fun together. When you work together, it doesn't even feel like work. This card says too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. So that playful energy, it tells me that you're going to have so much fun working together. And also I'm hearing like some of you guys, you have this like business or career or passion that you want to pursue, but it's overwhelming or it's like too much work. And it's because you are meant to come together with this soul family member and do it together. Like the load was never yours to carry all on your own anyway. You're coming together and you're sharing that workload, which just makes it so much easier. And some of you guys, you've been trying to do it on your own up until now, and this is going to be like such a relief. This is going to be such a blessing to have this business partner who not only helps share the workload, but who brings their own like refreshing ideas. And I also feel like they're going to kind of come in and teach you to value yourself higher or to charge yourself more. In career and business situations, the high priestess tells me of someone who is raising their price, who is raising their standards, who's raising the bar because she knows her worth. And so, yeah, it's one of these friends. Like, they're gonna be like, are you kidding me, girl? Gender neutral girl? Like, you're worth way more than that. Like, you should be way more confident. They're kind of giving you a reality check because I think that you guys, when it comes to your profession or your creative talents, you've been selling yourself short or you've been underestimating yourself. And the reality check is that you're a lot more talented than you give yourself credit for, and you can value your work. And I just saw, oh my gosh, 2626, which is like the two numbers that are appearing here. If you guys are 26 or if you're going to be 26 soon, that could be like an important age when you would meet this person. Or maybe you got to know of one of these people when you were 26 and now you're going to come into a full-on union. Or maybe they're 26 or I guess 62 also if you flip it. But what was I saying? Yeah, so they're coming in and they're like, man, what are you doing? You have to value yourself more. And you're like, you know what, damn, you're right. And you're like, I feel like just being together, you really build each other up and you really boost each other's self-esteem. And also, like, you guys are just so much on the same wavelength that, like, I could see you guys having business meetings to like decide what the next move is, but it's really just a formality because actually you're already on the same page intuitively about what you want to do and about what the next steps are, which is just, that's so cool. I love that. Okay, so then we have the Six of Water and the Queen of Water, and this is very interesting. The Six of Water is a card that can talk about, ooh, some of you guys like, and I think this is referring to the divine counterpart. I feel like you knew of them or knew their energy since you were a child or since you were very, very young. You could have had dreams about them as a child. You know, sometimes parents tell those freaky stories of their kid being like, oh, there's a kid in my room. They want to play with me. And the parents are like, oh, that's nice, honey. Like, what the fuck is my kid seeing? Like, they can see people or feel energies. And I feel like you guys would definitely have felt this divine counterpart's energy around you. I feel like they've just kind of been around you and protecting you your whole life. But in addition to childhood, this card can also talk about children. The Cancer energy we have here is a mothering energy, and the Queen of Water is a mothering energy, or a parenting energy, I should say. So for those of you who want this or plan this in your future, this could be someone with whom you have a child or children. Or that you have some joint mission to take care of something or someone in this lifetime. It could be animals, it could be your community, it could be the environment, but you'll be nurturing something together, let's just say that. And I do kind of have a feeling that it is a child or children. Of course, if that's something you want and are planning in your future. Also, the whales in this card are making me think of star seeds. So this could be someone with whom you've had many lifetimes in forms other than human, in places other than Earth. And so I think that's why it might be kind of hard to vocalize the familiarity that you feel with them, because you have so many memories of lifetimes with them that make no sense to an earthling, that just don't apply. Like, oh yeah, I remember when we were light forms when we were light forms together in the galaxy of rock, sand. I'm just looking at this and it looks like rock sand, so I said that, but like, it doesn't make sense. You can't contextualize it on Earth, but like your soul feels the familiarity and it's really weird. I feel like you guys have also had, like, you might have a lot of similar dreams, and even when you're together, you could like dream about the same thing and like be in each other's dreams, because you are very much connected in that realm. But yeah, I really feel like this person just brings you the experience of a whole other level of intimacy and a whole other level of safety. I think that they would help you to feel really safe in your body. So like feel comfortable in your body, feel comfortable in your skin. This could also be like feeling more comfortable or more free when it comes to like physical intimacy as well. But this is someone who is very gentle with you and very tender with you, and reminds you, well, everybody does, but reminds you how precious you are and like how sacred your soul is. And I think it's really through this connection that you start to see yourself as like a beautiful and divine being. I'm not saying you need this connection to experience that, but that is like the mission of this person. Like that's what they want to give you, or that's what they want to help you experience. And I think that being with them truly feels weightless, and it truly feels like time stops existing. It's just like a really rare and beautiful and sacred form of intimacy that I don't know, I can't explain it, but if you guys have felt it, you will know it for sure. And I think they make you a gentler person. They make you a more sensitive person. They fill up your cup so much that you can pour your cup to your loved ones and to your community. It's like you have so much more to give. They make your vessel bigger, and then they fill it up so that you can pour out more. They just like recharge you, if that makes sense. Being with them, it's like being recharged or having your vessel filled up. Yes. Okay, so this is the second last part of the reading. I don't know what to do because I have to make room. I want to use the, can I zoom out a little bit? I mean, I can, but yeah, okay. I want to use the transparent tarot for this part of the reading. And I'm just going to ask your soul family members to show us a scene of your future with them. So whoever wants to come through, whatever they want to show us. If you guys haven't seen this deck before, basically like since they're see-through, you can overlap the cards and make a picture. So I'm just gonna ask them, whichever one of your soul family members wants to come through for this part, to show us an image of your future with them and what that's like. So we have the Ace of Swords. Oh, the Two of Pentacles again. So this is from your business collaborator slash friend. And yes, we have the Page of Wands, and I'm gonna put it like this. Wait, I'm gonna put it like this. The Page of Wands is standing on here, and instead of this little tiny wand, they're holding this massive sword, and they're like, yeah, let's go. So yeah, this is from your best friend slash business partner, when you come into union together, there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs that you're experiencing, especially with creative inspiration. Once you come together and put your heads together, you're going to be like an endless well of creative ideas, of professional ideas, even for your personal life. Like, your zest for life is going to multiply tenfold, and you will never run out of ideas. So for those of you who struggle with writer's block or who struggle with motivation when it comes to your creative or professional pursuits, that is barely going to be an issue anymore in this chapter of your life. Like, this is your creative inspiration that you had before, and this is what you have now. And I love too that the Ace of Wands talks about mental clarity, like knowing what you really want to do and being able to articulate it. This could also be someone who helps put into words ideas that you've had that are kind of abstract, or who helps you break down your really big ideas into small actionable steps. Because, you know, sometimes we have this huge idea for a project we want to work on, but it's so big and elaborate and overwhelming. But the Ace of Swords gives us that mental clarity to be able to like put into words what it is that we want to create, and like, you know, get our vision down on paper and break it down into actionable steps. So not only is like your head filled with these big, larger than life ideas, but you also have the ability to like conceptualize them, to break it down, to create a plan of action to get there. So like your inspiration, your productivity, as well as just like your zest for life is, I kind of have a feeling it's this person. I didn't think I was going to say at first, but I kind of have a feeling it's this person, because I also feel like you're going to start getting a bunch of ideas of like where you want to travel next, or like what activity you want to experience next. I want to try skydiving. I want to try a cooking class. It's like you just have so many ideas of what you want to do next. And I feel like this Two of Pentacles underneath, they're saying like, it's like, I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You know, you raise me up. Yeah. So this is really them just like offering their support, but it is reciprocated, because the Two of Pentacles is a very beautiful reciprocated card. So this is mutual support, mutual encouragement, and you will surely have the same impact on them as well. But it's really like the possibilities are endless of what you can achieve together. You just work together so well. You're on the same wavelength, and it makes sense like if it's them, because they encourage you to like raise your standards, to not take any bullshit. And this is someone who has really, really strong boundaries. Remember, like they do not people please. They do not like beg for attention. They do not suck up to anyone. They're just very much in their lane, and like they either mess with you or they don't mess with you, and they don't have time. They're very like in their lane, in their bag like that. And I think they're gonna encourage you to become this kind of like gender neutral bad bitch, you know? So anyway, now is the very, very last part of the reading. We're going to flip over these cards and get messages and advice from your soul family members. I hope that this reading format was not too chaotic. It's definitely very different than how I normally structure my readings. Like we literally have cards all over the place, but let's see. The message from your Hierophant friend is: communicate honestly and directly. Don't assume. Set your boundaries. Remember, it's okay to just say no. I love this. So you have multiple friends who are always encouraging you to set your boundaries. And this includes with them too. Like, if I ever cross one of your boundaries, if I ever make you feel uncomfortable, please feel free to call me out as well, because I know that I'm always right. But it's like, I don't want to come across as like intimidating, or that I don't have room for growth and improvement either. And I'm always open to hearing like your wants, your needs, your concerns, your feedback. I always want to be growing and bettering myself, and I really, really value your opinion as well. So I hope that we can always communicate honestly with each other, even when it's difficult. You know, sometimes it's hard to tell your friend like, oh, you hurt me, or it bothers me when you do this, but let's always seek to be honest with each other and feel safe to be honest with each other, because we know that it's not going to hurt the friendship. We know that it's all love. Oh my god, my heart feels so like full and so bright right now. I could cry right now. I think it's really important for you guys, and just important in general, like to know that you're safe to tell the person you care about, like if they upset you, or if they bothered you, or like if something hurt your feelings, and that they're not going to get defensive or turn on you, and that they're going to respect and value your concern. They want you to know that you're always safe to speak up. That's really sweet. So a message from your Chariot person: allow. Let it all flow to you. Allow others to lead. I think this is referring to these higher beings. So their higher self is saying, just allow, just let go. These higher beings have our back. Our spirit guides have our back. Let go of control and expectations. Trust what is yours, aka me. Trust that I will always find you. Aww. So maybe a lot of you guys have been worrying like if you're doing the right thing to bring in this union. If you do watch Chloe Taylor's reading, she'll be going more into detail about what you can do to bring in union. But I feel like the biggest thing is to not like stress yourself out so much about like if you're doing the right thing or not, or am I doing enough? Because at the end of the day, like, you are meant to be together, and you have so much divine support here. You have so many higher beings who are constantly working for this connection, and I feel like all you have to do is just let go, live your life, and allow it to come to you, because it will come to you in the most natural way. And I just saw 4141 on the camera timer. This is an angel number that makes me think of home. So like, yes, you are coming home. I will always find you, no matter where we are, whether it's earth or rock sand, whether it's the year 2022 or 8 million BC or a year that doesn't exist yet. I will find you. From your death friend / business partner: ask and receive. You get what you have the courage to ask for. Ask for help or support. Yeah, exactly. This is like simultaneously them saying like, ask for more, raise your price, raise the bar, and also them saying, I will support you no matter what. Aww. And then let's get a message from this weird immortal mountain wizard. Spirit guide in a human body who pops in your life every now and then, who has just been observing throughout this reading. I also just saw 4242. Patience. Great things take time to manifest quickly. Trust more than you doubt. Okay. So that is everything for this reading. Group number ones, thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you enjoyed this kind of new format. This is kind of a special topic, so yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And definitely check out Chloe Taylor's video. Like I just mentioned a couple minutes ago, she's going to be going over what you can do to help bring your soul family into your life and facilitate the union. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, which I highly recommend that you do, that video is going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. I will also have my Instagram linked there. I post frequent pick a card readings there, so feel free to follow me there if you would like even more readings in your life. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below as well. Group number ones, I'm sending you guys so much love, and much love to each and every one of your soul family members and all of the spirit guides who are with you at this time, helping you on these journeys. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number twos, so if you guys chose the Black Quartz and the Likely Tarot, this is going to be a reading all about your soul family. So like I mentioned in the intro, the soul family members that will be coming through in today's reading are those who are ready to meet you or ready to come into a full-on union with you and who would like to make themselves known to you at this time. So the individuals that come up in this reading are by no means the entirety of your soul family. It's very likely that you have many other soul family members who are already in your life or who are maybe coming further down the road. But what we're looking at in this reading today are those who are coming into your life or coming into a full union with you in the near future. So we're going to start off by figuring out who these people are, what they're like, what they are here to teach you, what kind of relationship you're going to have with them, and what life is going to be like with them in your life. And then we're going to finish off the reading with some messages and advice from their higher selves. So the very first thing that we need to do is figure out who your soul family is. So we're gonna use this little deck for that. I'm gonna pull a few cards from this deck, and major arcana cards as well as court cards will represent soul family members. Which members of group number two's soul family would like to make themselves known? We have the Fool coming through. We have the Emperor, the Nine of Wands, and the Page. This is the Page of Wands in this deck. Okay, so out of the cards that we've pulled, we have 1, 2, 3 soul family members that are appearing here, with emphasis on these two, because these two are the major arcana. These will be like the more significant connections, or the members of your primary soul group with whom you share a very deep spiritual bond. So we also have to figure out why they're coming into your life. So what kind of relationship you're going to have with them. So for that, I'm going to use this oracle deck. This is the fallback deck, and there are different images on the back of these cards. So I've kind of like decided beforehand what each of these images will represent. But with this deck, we're going to see if this is like a romantic connection, a friendship connection, a business connection, or something else. So let's get a card for the Fool person. What kind of relationship are you going to have with the Fool? So this is a spiritual connection. This person is here to advance you on your spiritual journey. With the Emperor, this is a friendship connection. And the Page of Wands. This is, oh, interesting. So this is a business connection. Okay. So these are the 3 members of your soul family who want to come through today. And then with the minor arcana here, the Nine of Wands, this is providing insight for us about your soul family journey. And this is your guide saying, don't worry, things are going to get easier soon, and your soul family is going to be here very, very soon. I feel like some of you guys are at a point where you're getting kind of tired and weary on your journey. For one, because it's like you've been waiting so long to have these beautiful soul unions. You may be struggling with doubt sometimes if your soul family is truly out there. And I also feel from this card that many of you guys, and maybe this is something you're working on right now, but it's like you've become kind of closed off or hardened or guarded in some way, because I feel like you have been hurt significantly in the past from previous relationships, and it's like you want to open your heart to this beautiful soul family who will love and cherish you, and honestly who will show you what true love feels like. But it's like, while you're simultaneously wishing so much for them to be here, I also sense like another part of you that is scared, like if you'll really be able to open up, if you'll really be able to trust, if you'll really be able to be vulnerable in front of these people and really receive that true love from them. But I do feel that the arrival of these people into your life will soften you, will open up your heart, will make you feel safe to receive love. I think your guides just really want to confirm with this card that the hardest days are over, the hardest part of your journey is over, that you will be in good hands with this soul family, and that they truly are just right around the corner. And actually, there is a part of the reading later where I want to look at significant time frames, but I'm just noticing with the Fool and the Emperor here, the Fool represents Aquarius energy and the Emperor represents Aries energy. And this window, like Aries season, Pisces season, or I did that backwards, Aquarius season, Pisces season, Aries season, that's like a 3-month window. So these two cards coming out could be indicating that like in the next 3 months is when your soul family is going to come into your life. So, and even Wands is like a fast moving energy. I feel like you guys are really, really at the very, very end of a tough journey. Like you are in the home stretch, I think is the word. And this soul family union is coming much sooner than you think. And the days of waiting are over. The days of being guarded are over. The days of like having to struggle and push through on your own are over. I'm thinking of, it's in an oracle deck that I don't use super often, but there's like, actually, do I have the guidebook? I don't know, but there's there's like an albatross card, and the albatross is this bird that lives out on the sea, and I think they live most of their life alone, and they live most of their life in very tough conditions. Here's the albatross. Yeah, endurance. They live most of their life in very tough conditions, and they only go back to the shore like to nest and to have their family. And I feel like this albatross kind of represents your energy, where for much of your life you've been like out on your own, having to fend for yourself. You've learned to be strong and endure and like survive in tough conditions, but your guides are saying that you don't have to do that anymore. Like this is not a skill that you learned because you're going to need it for your whole life. It's something that you unfortunately adapted to because of your circumstances, but we don't need that anymore. This is saying you don't have to be strong anymore. You don't have to be guarded anymore. And I feel like the arrival of this soul family marks a new beginning in your life, where life is easier, where life is softer, where life is more effortless. So yes, hard times are almost over, and they're over sooner than you think. And I really love that this albatross card is number 1. That's maybe why I felt drawn to bring it out, because 9 represents almost like being near completion, and 1 represents a new beginning. So really, like the most difficult times are past you. And I'm feeling particularly with this group, like your soul family union is very, very, very close. So with that, let's take a look at the energies of these 3 individuals who are coming through here. I'm going to start off with the Fool, who is here to advance you on your spiritual journey. I am getting the feeling that this is a mentor, or I should say they start off in kind of a mentor position in your life, but I do think that you will develop a friendship with this person. I'm having a very specific visual of you guys at a restaurant together, and you're like sitting on a patio, and it's a beautiful sunny day, and you're drinking like juice or smoothies or something. And you're like really happy to be there. Some of you guys, this is like in your dream town, in your dream destination where you've always wanted to live. If some of you guys have been thinking of moving, or there's somewhere you really, really want to move, You will get there, and this is like your sign. You will get there. Go for it. You are meant to be there. Some of you guys are afraid to make this move because either it's like expensive, or you've heard that it's expensive, or maybe it's like your first time being independent, or you're afraid of making a radical change in your life. Take the leap of faith. Go for it. You're meant to be there. And it's interesting too, because the Fool does represent just taking leaps of faith and being open to what the universe has to teach you and has to bless you with. But yeah, I just had that really, really peaceful vision of you like sitting in the sun with this person and like drinking juice and being like, and having like an epiphany in that moment, like, I was meant to come here. I was meant to be here. That's so cool. I feel like this is someone who will help you realize, wow, that leap of faith that I took, that big move that I made, I was really meant to do that. And you feel a lot of synchronicity when you're with them. Yeah, so it's like they're initially in some kind of mentor or some kind of teacher role. And I feel like their career is like spiritual in nature, or it's a little bit unconventional. It's not like a regular 9-to-5 job. I think this is someone who is very independent, and who is really living life on their own terms, and someone who's very inspiring to you. I'm also getting the message that like this is someone who has been blessed with like a good upbringing, or has been blessed with privilege, but like they acknowledge and use their privilege well, if that makes sense. That's just a message that came up about them. But like yoga teacher keeps coming to my mind for some reason. Like some kind of teacher, or some kind of energy healer, or some kind of energy reader. I believe that they have this at the center of their profession. They could also be a mentor in like your creative pursuits or in your own professional pursuits. I feel like that's how you meet each other, but it quickly develops into a friendship. And I do believe this is someone who is like identifies as a spiritual person, and through the two of you sharing your insights with each other, you will help each other grow a lot on your spiritual journey. This is what I see about them so far. And this Emperor person is a friend. This is so funny. So this is someone who's very, very successful. They might even be a little bit famous, like within their community, within their niche. I think they're very well known. And it's like the gap between their public persona and who they really are is so funny. It's like everyone recognizes them, for example, as this like big, bad, intimidating businessman, or like this super cool, charismatic public figure. But then they're like this little sleeping kitten. They're like so chill. I feel like this person is introverted. I feel like they like to spend their free time just like curling up, playing games, doing very wholesome things. It's like they're not this big bad person that their public image is, or they're not this super like, they could have a public image of being like really charismatic, or like a player, or a party animal. It feels like they're larger than life in the public eye, but then they're just like the most chill person you would ever meet. Some people might even find them boring, but I think you find them just to be really, really cozy, really, really down to earth, and like your oasis, your safe haven. This friend is so down to earth and so loyal, and I don't know, I feel like you find that gap in them really funny. And this might be someone who you actually heard of before you meet them, and you also thought that they were like the big, scary, intimidating person, or like the player, party animal, larger than life person. And then you're like, oh my gosh, you're just this little fluffy kitten. You're so sweet. And I think that this person is really cuddly, and I feel like you guys are really just equals to each other. Like as much as as much as they inspire you and support you and offer you advice, you do the exact same thing for them. So this is a really, really sweet friendship coming through here. And now we have this Page of Wands, who is a business partnership. This is someone who is going to help bring prosperity into your life. And I feel like this one in particular is kind of unexpected. I feel like this is someone we haven't seen in the past few lifetimes. These are kind of like regular players in your incarnations with the major arcana. I feel like this person is just kind of like waltzing back in, and I just heard like they're here to pay off some kind of karmic debt to you. So I feel like a few lifetimes ago, you helped out this person in their time of need. I feel like they were like living in poverty, and you had a lot of power, and just through your mercy, like you didn't have to show them mercy, but you did. Like you took them in, you helped them get back on their feet. And it's been a few lifetimes, and they're coming back to pay back this debt. I just heard like they're making their final rounds. So maybe after this lifetime, they're gonna go somewhere other than Earth, or they're gonna ascend somewhere. But they're like, ah, yes, group number 2, help me out. So in this lifetime, they are gonna help you out with your business pursuits, with your creative pursuits. They're going to share their wealth with you in some way. I don't really know what it is that they're going to do yet, so maybe we'll see a little bit more of that in the next part of the reading. But they will, what I do know for sure is that they will not ask for anything in return. That doesn't mean that, I mean, you certainly can return something to them if that feels good to you, but it's not like I helped you, so now you have to help me. They're just here in this lifetime. They're just here to help you. They're just here to lift you up. I feel like this could be someone, I just heard the word executive. And this is also, I feel like there's also kind of a funny gap with this person where they could be just like this little shy mousy person, but they have a lot of freaking power. I actually think that maybe the Emperor person knows them. But this is like, yeah, this is like a big name in the field that you guys want to be in, and they're just gonna like what is it called, they're gonna like support you, they're going to connect you with the right people, they're gonna promote you, they're gonna like get your name out there, they're like helping you to blow up or helping your business to expand in this lifetime. For some reason, I'm not sensing like a super close friendship with them. It's more like friendly acquaintances, but they are a member of your soul family. They are someone that your soul has ties with. They might have kind of an eccentric way of dressing. Like this is a very interesting hat and poncho. I mean, this is interesting too, but it just didn't really stand out to me like that. Okay, so these are the 3 connections that we're going to be looking at in this reading. So for the next part, we're going to move into the deck that you guys chose and see what life is going to be like once they are in it. How will your life have changed? How will you have changed? Oh, and I did mention Aquarius and Aries here, but this Page of Wands could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Also, the way I put these, like 9-1, 1991 could be a significant year, whether that is your birth year or one of these people's birth years. We also have 04, so that could be 2004, which is quite young, but I know that we have some young folks on this channel. I guess these could also be ages, like 40 years of age, 40, or 19 years of age, 19. Okay, group number 2, how is your life going to be different after your soul family is in your life? Judgment. Ooh. Strength. So there's a lot of like cats going on here. We have the cat here, we have the tiger, we have the lions. One of your soul family members could actually be a cat. I don't think that it would be any of the people here. But if you currently have a cat, or you did in the past, or if you're planning to get one in the future, I do believe that this cat was also a member of your soul family. Of course, I could extend this to other companion animals, but I just think cats are significant because of how prominent they are here. Of course, we do have a dog here and a bird here and a rodent here, so we do have some variety. I'm also thinking of hibiscuses remind me of Lord Ganesha. I don't remember if it's that I looked it up and he likes that flower, or if it's just like a connection that I personally made with it, but he might be a significant guide for you as well. And then we have the Five of Cups. Woo! And then, okay, these two came out at the same time, and look, even more cats. Leos could be very significant for you guys as well, because out of all of these cats, 3 of them are lions. The King of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Okay, yeah, group number 2, you guys are really being called to take some kind of leap of faith to change your life. I actually want to start by addressing this Five of Cups energy. 5 is the number of change, but the Five of Cups is kind of like a bittersweet card. It's this feeling of you're losing something to gain something else, and you're walking away from something that you had a lot of sentimental attachment to. It's just kind of taking me back to a bit of the energy we read here, where at this point you guys might be on the fence about making a big change in your life. I think it has to do with like leaving your home, leaving your hometown, or like maybe you're leaving old friends, family, a job behind to start a new chapter of your life. Or maybe you have just done this recently, but even so, you still wonder if you made the right choice. And there's this feeling with the Five of Cups of mourning the things that you lost or that you walked away from, or the things that you will walk away from. And I also do have a message for you guys. I don't know how everyone is going to take this message, but if you are in like separations with anyone right now, or relationships have ended, I do think that those relationships are meant to be let go. I feel like what we're really seeing here is a fresh start. And I feel like if any connections have gone into separation, or if there's been like, breakups or people walking away from you, those are meant to be left in the past. Those may have been like karmic connections, like a cycle that you were meant to go through, but it's like people who were meant to be in your life for a season and not like your forever people. That may be something, I don't know, some of you guys are maybe not ready to let go, or not ready to see that, and only time will tell. Of course, I can't like force you to claim these messages, or you don't have to resonate with them. I should say it more like that, but I just need to say it how I see the cards. But with Two of Swords as well, this is a card that talks about being on the fence, with struggling about a decision. And it's like, I just don't want to, it's like being afraid of losing something, right? You don't want to lose, you don't want to make the wrong decision and lose any opportunities or lose any connections. But it's really important to remember with the Five of Cups that you cannot lose what is meant for you. You cannot lose what is meant for you. What's meant for you will not pass you by. If it's meant to be in your life, it will find a way to stay there. And if it's not meant to be in your life, Or I should say, if it does pass you by, if it does slip out of your hands, then it wasn't meant to be there. And I want to tell you guys, like, you cannot mess this up, because whatever step you take, the universe will work with you. But I feel like you're really being called to a new path. You're really being called to a new place. And this is meant to be like your sign to go for it. With Judgment as well, it's time to move up. It's time for you to ascend. It's time for you to start a new cycle and leave an old cycle behind. I'm talking a brand new you, brand new connections, brand new experiences. It's like it feels like this contradiction where it's like we want this new energy to be brought in, but we're afraid of letting go of the past energy. We want the new blessings, but we don't want to leave behind our past. And I feel like you guys have come to a point where it is time to let go of the past and embrace this new energy. This Judgment card, it's like we're ready to ascend. We're ready to move on. And Judgment also makes me think of you guys finding your calling, or answering that call. Answering that call that has been in your soul. This is your sign to go for it. This is your sign to take the leap of faith. And I want to tell you guys too, with the King of Pentacles, that prosperity awaits you. And we even had a little hint of that with this Page of Wands coming in to help you and bring you prosperity. If you take, well, actually prosperity is going to find you anyway. I should note that, because the Two of Swords came out with the King of Pentacles. So no matter which way you chose to go here, whether you choose to take the leap of faith or not, you will be very successful and you will be very abundant. But there's definitely one way here, which is the leap of faith way, that will definitively bring you more freedom, more peace of mind, and more joy. So basically what I'm seeing here is like, no matter which way you choose, you will have material security. You will be fine. You will be successful. You will be taken care of. But there is one path that is calling to you that will really bring you that freedom, that will be exhilarating, that will make you feel alive, that will feel more in alignment with your soul. And it is waiting for you. And these soul family members are waiting for you. And I feel like, though you may not be with them right now or be in a full-on union with them right now, they're always watching over you and giving you strength. Sunflowers might be a sign that they show you to let you know that they're around and that they're sending you love, that they're giving you strength. It does take a lot of strength to let go of the past. It takes a lot of strength to answer your calling. And it takes a lot of strength to believe in yourself and say, I trust myself that I'm going to make the right decision. But this is what you're really being called to do at this time. And I think that what your life looks like after this is that, first of all, with all these freaking lions, I can say for sure that you are extremely proud of yourself. You're extremely confident in yourself and in your judgment and in your ability to discern. Tigers make me think of the High Priestess. So not only are you confident and empowered in what you can do in the 3D world, but you also have a very, very close relationship with your intuition, which only continues to strengthen through your relationship with these people. It's like they keep confirming things to you. They keep showing things to you. I feel like there's a lot of synchronicities once you meet this people, and like everything is just a confirmation that you're meant to be here, that you're meant to be doing what you're doing. I feel like you guys are also meant to have a little taste of this fame and success that this Emperor person has. While I do think that you'll be successful independently, I don't necessarily see you collaborating. I do think that you will be cheering each other on. And I just had this image of like, you both kind of have a little bit of like fame or popularity going on. Don't be afraid, by the way, if you're like afraid of being in the center of attention. It's like you could definitely be famous on a big scale, but at the very least, it's like in your little niche, what would you call it? Your niche profession or your niche field. But I just had this image of like, your friendship is not necessarily public, but people would like speculate if you guys have a relationship. They might even speculate like if you're dating. Are you dating? I don't know. That's up to you. I'm not being shown here. Maybe that's just your business. But yeah, it's like people look up to you, people speculate about your relationship. You're kind of like the buzz or the talk of the town in some way. But yeah, you're meant to definitely experience that same kind of success as well as fame if that is something that you want. But I can say that great success awaits you and confidence in yourself awaits you. The feeling of knowing like, I'm meant to be here. This is what I'm meant to do. And the biggest change I see in you is like, you're not doubting yourself. You're not second guessing, which I feel like is, maybe you are dealing with this right now or you have dealt with it in the past, like doubting if your blessings are really out there for you or if they really are coming to you. And just what I see in your new energy is that you have so much certainty. You have so much certainty of why you're here and that you're doing the right thing, and so much certainty of what is meant for you. I also feel like with the success and wealth that you guys accumulate, you'll like give back to your community. You will like leave behind a legacy so that it's easier for those who come after you to succeed and to thrive. You're like contributing to a foundation, or like you're making it easier for people to get the resources that they need to have opportunities like you. Yeah, I feel like this person is like, because Aquarius energy, it's like the humanitarian, it's the philanthropist, and maybe that's what that message was talking about. Like they use their privilege well, or like they recognize their privilege and like the power that they have to lift up others. So they could be really active in their community, like with volunteer work or with charity work or with activism or something like that. And I feel like you will be interested in that as well. I think just having this soul family in your life makes you realize all of the various things that you're capable of, and that like there's really no limits to what you can do. And I feel like you're going to be a lot more well-rounded in terms of like you're involved in more activities, you have more different types of projects going, you have a wider array of like hobbies and skills, because it's like you're no longer putting yourself in this box of like, this is what I do, but it's like I can do anything. So I feel like you're becoming a lot more, like enriched, a lot more well-rounded, and you do so many different things because you're confident to like try everything. I was just watching an interview with Megan Moon, who's like an American who's been living in Korea for a long time, and she has that personality as well. Like she'll try anything, and if she really wants to do something, she'll see it through to the end, and she's not so like afraid of failure that, you know, like I feel like a lot of people are like so afraid of failure, or like what if this isn't my thing, that they give up quickly, or like they don't try. But I feel like you're getting that confidence to just be daring and try new things, and you could be doing like all these different talents and skills that you don't even like see right now. You could, I don't know, like you could do a freaking triathlon, or you could be like taking, are unicycle lessons a thing? You could learn how to ride a unicycle. You could learn how to speak Portuguese, if you don't already. Like things that you wouldn't even expect from yourself right now. I feel like you're just so full of life and trying new things, which is awesome. So the next deck that I want to use, do I have room for it? Maybe, we'll see. This is the Transparent Tarot. So if you guys haven't seen this deck before, basically all of the cards are see-through. So they overlap and like come together to make a picture. So what I want to do for this part of the reading is just ask any of your soul family members to come through and show a scene from your future with them. Ooh, okay, so we have the Empress, another very, very strong indicator of prosperity and you being able to manifest all of your heart's desires. This is long-term prosperity coming your way. And for those of you who do enjoy the finer things of life, I could see you living a very luxurious lifestyle. I especially feel like with this Emperor person, you could go on very lavish friend dates with them or date dates with them. I don't know, for some of you there's romantic potential. Doesn't have to be, but I just like, are you dating? Are you not? Like maybe something that's changing in you as well is like learning to appreciate the finer things in life and like being comfortable with enjoying material wealth and like wanting more material things for yourself without feeling guilty or without feeling like apologetic about it. Okay, we have the Four of Wands, which is like a happy, contented life. This is also a card about wishes and dreams coming true. I feel like this message is actually from all of them together, and they're saying like, let's work together and build our dream life together. You will also play a role in helping to build all of these people's dream lives, which is really beautiful. I love that reciprocated energy. I do feel like you're going to give back to this Page of Wands person, even though you don't have to, even though they don't expect it. I think you will give back to them. Oh my God. And we also have the Ten of Pentacles, which again is a card of wealth, of long-term prosperity. Four of Wands and Ten of Pentacles give me family vibes. So I really feel like all of these people will truly feel like your family. You know, like this is your soul family, but they'll feel like your earth family. Like there's a really strong loyalty there. You will do anything for them. This Page of Wands person really has your back, and they're gonna speak up for you at some point. Like they're gonna vouch for you. They're gonna vouch for your character. They're gonna save your reputation. It's like, I don't know, people are speculating about you, or like, I don't know, something's going on, and they're gonna like vouch for you. They're gonna speak up for you, and they're not gonna let jealous or bored people make up stuff to tarnish your name. They're like advocating for your name. That's not the way you say it, but I hope you guys know what I mean. Yeah, and these people are with the Ten of Pentacles are going to be in your life for a very, very long time. And there's emphasis on you guys. I'm sorry the messages are all over the place, but there's emphasis on you guys like living in your dream town, living in your dream home, and having full unconditional support from these soul family members. Like you really, really have each other's backs. It's really beautiful to see. You have a beautiful lifestyle in this next chapter of your life. You have a beautiful living space. Things are going to be changing for you guys over the next few months. Like this is a matter of months. And like I said, for some of you, it's as soon as like 3 months from now. So for the last part of the reading, we're going to get messages and advice from your soul family members. So we're just going to flip over these cards and see what the message is on the other side. So your message from your spiritual mentor, fool friend: rest and recharge. Oh, take it easy today. Even in stillness, there is movement. So this is definitely someone who reminds you of the importance of taking care of yourself. Make sure you drink your juice and get your sunlight. From your Emperor friend / maybe crush, I don't know what's going on. Connect with others, host a movie night, or have a slumber party. Surround yourself with loving energy. So I think that you're probably going to meet this person at some kind of event, some kind of party, some kind of premiere or release. Like it's like a party celebrating the launch of something. I don't know, it's a party. It's an event with a lot of people that you're going to meet this person. And you're just gonna casually strike up a conversation with them. it's gonna feel very, very natural, and then the rest is history. This is like such a natural friendship, such a cozy friendship. And message from this Page of Wands, who is here to support your career and help you blow up and pay back their karmic debt to you. Oh, of course. I am abundant. I attract everything I need. I feel like this person's kind of older. Even though they're coming through as a page, I feel like they're older. Or like they look really young for their age, or they're really young but they have a super old soul. There's like something with their age, like their perceived age and their true age is different. But I feel like they're like an awkward texter, or they're like not very good with technology. I just imagine someone who like texts all in caps, or like someone who doesn't use punctuation. It's like they text really weird. Which this is totally a stereotype, but it's like, you know, sometimes like older people struggle with technology. I feel so dumb saying that because it's such a dumb stereotype, but like, or they could be like a young hip Gen Z, and it's like, why can't you why can't you text properly? Why can't you use social media properly? Anyway, I feel like all of these people kind of have like a funny gap to them. That's kind of like a repeating theme. Maybe you guys have kind of a gap to you where people often stereotype you, or people often misunderstand you and like pin you to be a certain type of person, and you're not like that at all. I feel like this person is a lot more chill and down to earth and boring, as they might jokingly put it, than they come off to be. This person, I feel like, is a lot deeper than they come off to be. I think that some people might find them to be like shallow, or like basic, which is also a word that I feel dumb saying, but they have a lot of depth to them and wisdom to them, and they're extremely generous. Maybe people just like write them off, or even feel a little bit of bitterness towards them because it keeps coming up that they have a lot of privilege, or like that they come from a very good background. But they're extremely generous, and they're extremely humble, and they're extremely deep. And with this Page of Wands person, it's like something about their age or something about their generation that is like, there's a gap there. I don't know what that is. It's like they're really young, but they have a really old soul, or like they're really, not really old, but like they're older, but they seem very youthful. There's some kind of gap like that. So they break the stereotypes of their age. I feel like the theme of your soul family is like breaking stereotypes, or being misunderstood, or something like that. You like to incarnate in meat suits that confuse people, that confuse the locals. And actually with all these cats here, if you guys do resonate with like starseed energy, cats make me think of Lyra and starseeds. Maybe you guys resonate with that, or maybe you might feel called to like look into them, but yeah, I kind of get that vibe. Yeah, so group number 2, these are all the messages I'm seeing for you, so I'm gonna end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and definitely check out Chloe Taylor's video as well. Like I mentioned in the intro, Chloe is going to be going into depth of what steps you can take to make these changes to get to your soul family. So if you guys are interested in looking more into that aspect of your soul family union, her video will be linked in the description as well as in the pinned comment. And also my Instagram will be linked, where I frequently post pick a card readings. So if you are itching for some more KINO content, feel free to follow me there as well. I do weekly readings as well as new moon and full moon readings. And I also have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song. So if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song, or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 2s, what a lovely energy. Thank you very much once again for being here. I'm sending you so much love. Much love to each and every one of your soul family members as well, and any and all spirit guides who are helping you at this time. I truly, truly appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number threes. So if you guys chose the Caribbean Calcite and the Moonchild Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So like I mentioned in the intro, the soul family members who are coming through in today's reading are those who are ready to come into your life or ready to come into a full-on union with you, and so they would like to make themselves known to you at this time. So the individuals who come through today are by no means the entirety of your soul family. In fact, it's quite likely that you have many more soul family members who are out there waiting for you, and that you already have many soul family members in your life right now. But if we covered every single person, that would be a very long reading. So what we're going to look at today are those who are making an entrance or who are coming into a full-on union with you next. And actually, I wanted to mention for this group, I had this little intuitive hit earlier today before I started filming for this group specifically, that your soul family is very excited to come into union with you, and that they are like looking for you. They're looking for you. They're wondering about you the same way you are watching this reading, like wondering what they are like and wishing to come into union with them. I specifically felt for this group like they are out there somewhere doing the same thing. Like they're waiting for you, they're looking for you, they're daydreaming about you, they can't wait to meet you. And this group really needed to hear that, because I feel like there are many of you guys in this group who you wonder, like, do I have a soul family? Do I have my special someones out there? Do I have my tribe out there? And yes, you do. You absolutely do, and we're going to be taking a look at them today. So the first thing we need to do is figure out who they are. So for that, I'm going to use this little deck here. So what I've been doing is pulling a few cards from this deck, and anytime we get a major arcana card or a court card, so like page, knight, queen, or king, then that will represent one member of your soul family. I just saw 222, by the way. Do you want to come out? No. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, so that's a major arcana representing one soul family member. We have the Fool, also representing one soul family member. The Fool has come out in everyone's reading. Every single person, every single group has gotten the Fool so far. We have the Empress, holy crap, so 3 major arcana coming out in a row. And the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so it looks like for my group number 3s, you have 1, 2, 3 soul family members who are getting ready to newly come into your life or to make a full union with you. That is so cool. We've been having really good luck with this method. I was kind of nervous to do it because I'm like, what if I pull all 4 cards and it's like all minor arcana? But I don't know, the major arcana are just coming through. They got the memo, they got the invitation, and they're doing their thing. So this last card here, which is a minor arcana, the 7 of Pentacles, we can use this card to get some insights about your soul family journey. And I can tell with this card that you guys have definitely been patient. You have been patient waiting for these unions, waiting for your beautiful divine connections. And the 7 of Pentacles is really a card that tells you it is going to be worth the wait, and reminds you that good things come to those who wait. So I'm going to put this little guy over here, and the next thing that we have to do is see what these people are like and what they're here to teach you and what type of connection they are here to have with you. So for that, we're going to use this oracle deck. This is the fallback deck, and as you can see, there's like all different images on the backs. So I've like already decided by myself, like one type of connection for each image. So we're gonna see if these are love connections, friendships, business connections, or something else. But for group number 3s, okay, first of all, we seem to have a repeating theme of intuitive hits coming in for this reading outside of the cards. So I don't know if this group number 3 is particularly psychic, but that is definitely standing out to me compared to the other groups. For some of you guys, your soul family members are coming as your children, whether they are birthed or adopted, or if you have children, your spirit guides want you to know that they are members of your soul family and that they are very dear soulmates to you. But there is also a specific message about like a family member coming back. So I don't really know what that means. I guess it could be like a family member who is living far away is coming back, or maybe it's like an ancestor is coming back as your child, or like a deceased loved one would be reincarnated as a child. It could also be an estranged family member is coming back, but that's just the message, like a family member is coming back. Okay. So anyway, about these people, let's see. What is the Wheel of Fortune person here to teach group number 3? What type of connection are they going to have with group number 3? So this card, they're here to help you transform and to find and pursue your life purpose. What is the Fool person here to teach group number 3? What type of connection is the Fool person here to have with group number 3? Oh, okay. So this would be a love connection. So this could be a romantic soulmate who is coming into your life. If you are already in a committed romantic relationship or you are not interested in romance, this could also be like a very close and intimate friendship. But this image, as you can probably tell why, is the one that I assigned for romantic love relationships. And I can hear some of you guys know who your romantic soulmate is, and I could like feel you playfully roasting them, like, oh yeah, I can see why they came out as the Fool. I'm not saying that they are a fool, but maybe they act like one sometimes. Ooh, oh my gosh, so we have two soul family connections who are here to help you transform and to find your life purpose. I actually, right off the bat, am getting the feeling that this Empress person would be like some kind of employer or some kind of manager or teacher. So like someone who provides you direction and who trains you, educates you, cultivates your skills. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from the Empress person. This is really cool reading. Okay, so let's talk about the Wheel of Fortune person over here. This is someone who's gonna come into your life completely unexpectedly, and you're not gonna see it coming, and I feel like you're also not gonna understand right away that they're a soul family member or that they're like a really, really significant person in your life. A lot of people who chose this group have not uncovered one of your main callings in this lifetime. Some of you guys maybe think you're on your path, or like you're doing what you're gonna be doing forever, or like you're comfortable with what you're doing. But the Wheel of Fortune has a way of like throwing us curveballs and It's like the universe just coming out of left field and giving us something completely new. Like the wheel is turning and there's a new beginning. I feel strongly for this group that there is some business pursuit, educational pursuit, creative pursuit, physical pursuit that you would never envision yourself doing, or like never envision that in your path, but the universe is about to just throw you a curveball. If I use myself as an example, like things that I could easily identify with as a calling is like divination, content creation, music, languages, things like that. Things that I already kind of associate with myself and identify with. I would not consider myself to have like sports as a calling, or politics as a calling, or like, what do you call it, criminal investigation as a calling, or those types of things. Like, that's not things that I identify with. So if this were my reading, this would be the universe being like, like, just you wait, you're about to become a professional rugby player or something like that. And I'm like, oh, universe, you're so funny. But next thing you know, 2 years later, I'm winning the World Rugby Championships. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Anyway, it's something like that. There's one of your callings, one of your purposes, one of the things you're really good at. The universe is saying it is still a total surprise. And if you are one of those people who doesn't know what your purpose is, and that is something that gives you stress and you're not sure how to find it, I can tell you guys it's coming to find you, but it's gonna come as a shock. It's gonna come as a surprise. It's gonna come when you're not looking for it. The Fool also talks about unexpected opportunities, and the Empress talks about abundance and making it big and living your lavish lifestyle. So that's so funny. That's so interesting. There's like a huge surprise, a huge new path that is coming for you guys. And it's like, you have no idea what it is. I think you will just have to wait and see. But it's a surprise. But the Wheel of Fortune would be somebody who is in this field, someone who is introducing this to you. And I don't really get the sense that it's not like you feel immediately connected to them, or you feel like, wow, this is my soul family. I feel like it's something that you realize over time. Like it kind of grows on you. It kind of builds on you. It grows like a warm, tingly feeling, and then you just feel comfortable with it. And then the realization comes to you very gently. That's actually how I like feel about my current partner. It just like grew on me slowly and naturally. And then I was like, wait a second. But yeah, it feels like that. Now, as for this person's personality, I feel like they're kind of an oddball. I feel like they're kind of an oddball, and they're kind of hard to read. Maybe we will get more information about them later on in this reading, but so far it looks like they just want to reveal to you a new path in your life. So with the Fool person, this is your romantic connection, your love connection, or this is, like I said, it could be a very, very close and intimate friend, but there is definitely a lot of love here. And I'm sort of getting the feeling that many of you already know who this person is. Like, you've been on this journey for quite some time, and maybe you felt like, I'm taking the Fool message really literally here. Maybe you have felt like your counterpart is a little bit slow in waking up, or in realizing what's going on, or in getting hints, or in expressing themselves. The Fool in some contexts can be someone who kind of is spacey and who drops the ball a lot. But you know what? I actually get the sense from this person that they're incredibly wise, and they have a very, very vast and deep inner world, and they're like constantly thinking. I would even say that this person has some kind of stroke of genius in them, because they're constantly thinking, but it's like they're thinking about hypotheticals, they're thinking about the future of the world, they're thinking about solutions to problems, they're thinking about new like creations and ideas, if I didn't already say that. But it's like they're on some other dimension, they're on some other level. So to a mere earthling, this person could appear kind of spacey, kind of like an airhead, kind of dumb, because they don't see what's going on in that brain. They don't see what's going on behind the curtain, so to speak. But I think you guys do. I think that you can see the depth of this person's soul. I feel like a lot of you guys, like if you're not involved with this person already, or you don't know who they are already, I do think they're going to be coming into your life very, very soon. But I think for most, this is like more so a confirmation, like, yes, that person you're thinking of, this is the soul family member with whom you experience a romantic soul connection. And I do see kind of a common theme going through here. Like the Wheel of Fortune is like, it's going to come to you when you least expect it. The Fool is about allowing, like letting go of expectations, letting go of outcomes, and just allowing the universe to work for you. And the same thing with the Empress too. She just sits back and lets things manifest effortlessly for her. So I feel like this is a group that maybe stresses themselves out too much with like how and when everything's gonna happen, and like if they're doing the right thing, if they're doing enough. And honestly, this is something that I see quite a bit when it comes to this kind of reading, but I feel like this is especially so for this group with the Seven of Pentacles, because this is a group that really needs to be reminded that good things come to those who wait. Like if you plant a seed, just because you don't see it growing right away, it doesn't mean that things aren't happening. Things are happening under the ground. Things are happening behind the scenes. And literally one day you're going to wake up and check on your plant, and there's going to be sprouts there where there were not sprouts there the day before. And that's because of all of the preparation that was going on behind the scenes. So I think especially with this love connection, if you felt like this person was slow to come into your life, or they're slow to come into union with you, just because it might look like things aren't happening, it doesn't mean that that is the case. Things are happening beneath the soil. Also about their personality, I feel like you guys have had, if this is someone in your life, I feel like you guys have had amazing conversations, like really deep conversations. Sometimes you have heart-to-hearts too. It's like when they're in the right mood, they can get really deep and philosophical, and they can get really vulnerable with you as well. And then other times it's like they fall off the face of the earth, or they're really a person of a few words, or it's like they're not giving you much. It's like you have to kind of get them in the right mood. This person could be very introverted, or it could just be a lot for them with everything they have going on in their head. But they're definitely very fascinating. And I definitely think that you haven't met anyone else quite like them. And I'm honestly not sure how many people there are out there who are quite like them. And it's also coming through like this is a connection that goes beyond just something physical. I'm not sure why that's coming up. Maybe it's like to confirm to you that this is more than just a physical relationship, or that like physical appearances really don't matter in this connection. I think that you're like really into the things that they're into, like the types of art that they like, the types of movies that they like, the things that they study. All of it is very, very fascinating to you. So yeah, and then with this Empress person, I feel like there's a link here, because this Wheel of Fortune person is like putting you on to your new calling and like your new pursuit. And then this Empress person is going to be like the employer slash or manager or teacher or trainer, like the person who kind of raises you, because the Empress is like the mother, right? So isn't it like, aren't like model agencies, don't they have like no, that's a mother agency. It's not a person who's the mother, I think. Anyway, This is like someone who's managing you, educating you, and kind of raising you like a coach so that you could pursue this new discipline. It's like you get scouted or you get put onto it by the Wheel of Fortune person, and then you get taken under the wing of the Empress. Wow. Okay. So we're going to get into the tarot deck that you guys chose now to see more about what your life is going to be like once these people come in. I should also mention we have Aquarius energy here with the Fool. We have Taurus and Libra energy here with the Empress. And then the Wheel of Fortune is all of the fixed signs. So that's Taurus again, Aquarius again, and then Leo and Scorpio as well. Group number 3s. What is life going to be like once you come into union with your soul family members? We have the Page of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Five of Cups, ooh, and Moonchild, which is like the name of the deck. There's definitely some spirit babies in this group for group number 3. That intuitive message was coming through earlier about like children being members of your soul family, whether they are born yet or not. And then when the Page of Cups appeared, that was something that it immediately made me think of. Like pages make me think of children sometimes, especially the Page of Cups, just because I think the Page of Cups is really like sweet and pure, like a baby. And then Moonchild came through, so we have a literal child. And it's interesting too that there's like a moon with this romantic partner. It's like you and them coming together, and then this moon is in the middle. It's like your child. So maybe some of you guys already have a child with this person, or you will have a child with them. Because I feel like there's 2 indications of that here, and then I picked up on it quite clearly earlier. Please take this as a confirmation if that's something that you want or something that you're planning for yourself in the future. But I do think for those of you who want children, you will be birthing or adopting a very, very special soulmate, and also just a very, very gifted soul. With the Page of Cups and the Moonchild, this is likely... I will admit I'm a little bit ignorant about these labels, but like Indigo Child is coming to my mind, or I think like Rainbow Child is one of them as well. Like a very gifted soul who is here to bring in a new generation or bring in new spiritual truths to help the planet ascend. Very, very gifted. And yes, even if you already have children, I feel like they're very, very gifted as well. But if having children you feel is not in your path, I definitely feel like this could be symbolic of you changing things for a new generation and like leaving the world better for our children or for those who are coming next. So you definitely have a big mission here. Ooh, but like, oh, this is so cool. It's like you have a big mission here, but it hasn't been revealed to you yet. I feel like in this next chapter of your life, there's gonna be a lot of divine interventions and twists and turns to redirect you to your mission and to show you what it is. It's almost like you've been selected. Like you've been selected, you've been chosen for this mission, and now your life around you is going to start rearranging to bring you to it. So this is a chapter of your life where you're gonna feel a lot of weird coincidences, a lot of unpredictable events, a lot of synchronicities, and a lot of new people coming into your life. it's almost like somebody some somebody downloaded an expansion pack for your simulation, and now there's all these weird things happening. It's like if you were a sim and somebody uploaded like a zoo expansion pack. I don't know if that's a real thing, and now all of a sudden, like, you leave your house in the morning and there's a giraffe outside. It's like, that's how I could kind of explain what your life is going to feel like in this next chapter. Like, you thought you had a plan, and like, things are about to get weird. People, places, things you have never interacted with before, and really weird coincidences, almost as if you feel there is someone up there like trying to redirect you or trying to get your attention. And if you feel like this is already happening in your life, like weird synchronicities, weird changes, then this soul family is definitely coming into your life soon. And in fact, I don't know, I'm really getting the feeling for this group, like, these people might already be in your life, and this reading is just like a confirmation of like, yep, that's them. That's your soul family. You are meant to be on this journey. But the Page of Cups fits really well with this too, because the Page of Cups is about sort of like a new and unpredictable beginning, and like walking into the unknown with feelings of excitement. I guess the biggest piece of advice that I could give in this situation, especially with the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune here, is to embrace these changes. I feel like as humans, at least for me, I tend to get like frustrated and crabby when the universe changes my plans, because I like to just know what's going on and I like to have everything set nicely. But I find that the more I just allow for changes to happen, the more I remember to live. Like, in the end, it really does make me feel more alive, because I get snapped out of my autopilot brain. I get snapped out of my routine, and I remember that life doesn't have to be set in stone, and that I don't have to be headed in any specific direction. I'm allowed to wander. I'm allowed to experiment. I'm allowed to have fun and play around and change my mind. Just stepping out of that plan and that routine does help me to, and it's ironic, but like, stepping out of this tightly controlled routine does make me feel more like I can make my life whatever I want. Like, I'm free to make it whatever I want. Life isn't just about how well can I fit myself into this structure. It's more creative than that. So the universe might be working like this to kind of break down some rigid boxes that you've put yourself in, or like what you think your life needs to look like, and remind you that life can be literally anything, and to free you. And I think that if I could give advice as well for like bringing this soul family into your life, I would say, yes, embracing these unexpected changes is a big thing, but also like, even every now and then, like, taking action from your side to do something out of your routine, like to go somewhere that you don't usually go, or to pick up a new activity that you've never done before. Just trying new things and like getting out of your predictable, expected routine, I think could be helpful. And also, it will just help your brain like conceive of more possibilities. The more your brain realizes that the unexpected can happen, I feel like there's less resistance when it comes to what is possible for you, if that makes sense. I am getting the feeling that you are meeting these people very soon. If you have, I feel like some of you have already, but they're close by. I'm not getting the feeling that they're super far away. I think that they're close by. I do see with the Six of Swords that travel might be something that does happen after you come into union with these people. You might move to be with this fool person. It sounds so bad when I say it like that. You might move to be with this fool, you know, like go to where they're living, or like move away somewhere with them. Or as a result of this new thing that you're pursuing, you could be traveling for that. But I don't necessarily feel that you need to travel to meet these people, or for these people to come into your life. I do feel I do feel like they are close by. I also feel that you guys might be in a phase of your life where your psychic abilities are really starting to heighten, and that's going to be accompanied with the weird synchronicities and the weird unpredictabilities that start happening. You'll start to notice that you feel more in tune. You'll start to notice that your dreams are going to be really, really significant. You've probably seen at least one of these people in your dreams, especially the Fool. You might dream about the Fool a lot. And if you were wondering why, this is why. This is why you dream about them so much. Because they are someone very, very significant to you. I want to pull a clarifier for the Five of Cups. This is a card that came out for another group as well, but for this group in particular, I just want to pull a clarifier as to what it's referring to. Three of Pentacles. So there's something about leaving a group or leaving a community or leaving a company that has happened recently or that will happen in your future that will be bittersweet. This could be an in-person community. It could also be an online community. But it's a group that you've identified with and like you've either had a lot of things in common, like common interests or common beliefs, or you've shared common goals and you're kind of separating from them. And this ranges anywhere from like leaving a job and having to say goodbye to your coworkers to like you're not watching a certain type of content anymore and you're not identifying with a certain online community anymore because the beliefs and like the philosophy of that community doesn't resonate with you anymore. But it's like, I don't identify with this group anymore and I feel sad because it kind of feels like I'm losing a part of myself. I remember like when there was this band that I was like in love with for so many years, like in middle school and high school. And when I felt myself losing interest in them, I was actually really sad because it felt like a part of me was dying, like a part of me that I identified with for so long. And like this community that I identified with for so long, you know, it felt like, I don't know, it was like I didn't want to say goodbye, but like it was just time to move on, you know? People grow in different directions. So something like this maybe happened to you recently or is happening in the near future, but I feel like this is also a sign of soul family union being imminent for you. And oh my gosh, look what's at the bottom of the deck, the freaking Seven of Pentacles. Good things come to those who wait, and it's going to be worth it. So now, how is it that I'm on group 3 and I'm still like running out of space? You would think I figured out how to properly zoom out so that doesn't happen, but that's okay. Sometimes it just takes a while to learn. I just saw 3311, by the way. So the next deck that we're going to use is the Transparent Tarot. As you can see, the cards are see-through, so they overlap on top of each other and create images. So what I want to do for this part of the reading is to just ask your soul family to show me or to show us a scene from your future with them. It could be from all of them. It could be from one of them specifically. This is the Eight of Pentacles. So you're working hard. You're working hard. You're producing results. Oh my gosh, the Page of Cups. And the Star. Okay, they're definitely saying don't settle when it comes to your dreams. Don't settle when it comes to your manifestations. Go big. They're saying you can have your cake and eat it too. So you don't have to make your wishes smaller or say either this or that I can do. You can do both. You can do it all. Again, I'm specifically getting this message about children. Even the Empress is like a card that talks about motherhood, but I feel like some people in this group, you feel like you have to choose between being like a really ambitious, hardworking career person or like business person, or being a parent, or, you know, having a family. And your soul family wants you to know that you can do both. So this message would definitely be coming from your fool, from your romantic partner, saying like, I'll support you, you know, we'll both work on this together so that we can have both. And I also think this would come from your Empress, because this would be like your boss or your manager or some kind of role like this. And while I do feel like the word hard ass is coming to my mind, you know, like strict and doesn't take any crap, they're also the Empress, which means deep down they have a really soft, gentle, loving heart. And they're always like, yes, sure, they want to train you and produce results, but they love you. They love you for you, and your personal life and your heart's desires and wishes are what is most important. So this would be like the best boss in the world, like a boss who is so loving, a boss who values you, a boss who takes care of you, who is gentle with you. It's like a boss or manager that everybody dreams of having, and who is going to support you with anything you want to pursue in this life. So you have this support system such that you don't have to choose. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can have it all. I need to take a sip of water, but I'm just thinking about this community. I feel like this community, while there may have been good people with good intentions, they might have limited your way of seeing the world in some way. Like they might have convinced you that you can't have everything you want. You have to pick one or the other. You can only pick some things. It's like this community, they see it as like, I'm helping you like see the reality of the situation so you don't get disappointed. Like lower your standards, because you're only going to get disappointed if you raise them too high. And your soul family is like, pfft, like not with us. When you got the right team on your side, you can do it all, honey. I feel this person might call you honey a lot. I do feel like this is female, or just like a really motherly presence. You know when like an older woman calls you honey and you're just like, oh, you feel so like loved and cared for. That's the kind of vibe that this Empress person gives you. She just like takes you under her wing and takes you in her arms and teaches you everything you need to know and like pushes for your success. And she's tough. She's tough, but she's really sweet, like a tough cookie. Yes, but you can have it all. Because what I saw specifically here was like, you know, this is you like working hard, making your money, being dedicated to your work. And then this is your child like, hi, I'm home from school, let's play. And it's like, you can have both. This can also be saying, you know, like you can have both a very prosperous and fruitful work life, and you can also have a peaceful social life. You can also have a beautiful family life. You can also have time for your spiritual journey, for your relationship with yourself. The Star card means that even your craziest, wildest dreams can come true. Even the things that seem out there for you, even things that seem kind of unrealistic for you, you can have it all. I feel like the life that you guys are dreaming of and the connection that you guys are dreaming of, there's just like, there's parts of you that feel it's too good to be true. Like, I can have some of it, but not all. Or I can have a smaller version of what it is that I really want. And your soul family is encouraging you to go all out with it. This could also be a depiction of you guys like working hard, minding your business, and the universe coming out of nowhere and sneaking up on you with a surprise. Because the Page of Cups can also talk about, like we said, new beginnings and unpredictable events. So just, you never know. Like, who are we to decide where our limits are and what is possible for us when we have the whole freaking universe on our side? We don't know what the universe is capable of. And a lot of this reading is just about keeping your eyes peeled for whatever tricks the universe has up her sleeve, because she's always coming in with her little bag of tricks and throwing us for a loop and introducing new things into our lives. So you just never know. You just never know. I saw 3939, by the way. That could be a significant age. Someone could be 39, you could be 39, or if you are going to be that age soon, that could be a significant year for you. Do I see? This group, I didn't feel called to say specific time frames. I just kept hearing like, it's really soon, it's really soon. So just be on the lookout. Okay, so the final part of this reading is that we're going to get messages and advice from your soul family's higher self. So what we're going to do is just flip over these cards and read the messages that each person has for you. So from our Wheel of Fortune person, yeah, look, something new is on its way to you. Loosen your grip to release and receive. Then what do we have from our sweet honey mother boss? Oh, guardian angel. Someone from the other side says, hello, you are guided and protected. I feel like family is really big for this group and really important for this group. I feel like you have ancestors on the other side who are protecting you, as well as deceased loved ones who are protecting you. And I just keep getting the feeling that this group has like spirit babies, or will have like children, like soulmates who are their children. I guess it could be a fur baby, an animal, if you don't resonate with human babies. And from the Fool person, we have declutter, clean, organize, and prioritize, simplify your life. While this could be advice for you, I feel more so that this is just a message from the Fool, like, I'm getting my shit together. I'm getting my shit together, I'm getting my life together, I'm clearing away energies that don't serve me, I'm getting my ducks in a row. They're figuring their shit out. I feel like this is such a beautiful soul who just needs to get their stuff figured out, and like, don't we all? And that's exactly what they're doing. And I feel like this really goes with that message of like, just because it might not look like things aren't going on, that doesn't mean things aren't going on behind the scenes. So, you know, maybe this person has been a little bit quiet recently in the 3D, or quiet like energetically if your connection is still just energetic with them. But that doesn't mean that they've like separated from you or left you or disconnected from your energy. They're working on something. They're working behind the scenes. They're getting their stuff together. So everyone's like gearing up to come into your life. Do you want to give us a time frame? Do I want to be nosy? Do we want to see? We have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords, and Judgment. So that's kind of cool because we have 1, 1, and then Judgment is 20, but I do feel like reducing it to 2 just because we have like 1, 1, 2. Wands and Swords are the two faster suits, which is very interesting, which tells me that likely rather than this being a year, this would more so be referring to months. Like, some of you guys will be, I think, coming into contact with this Wheel of Fortune person as soon as within a month from now. It could even be a week, honestly, because like Swords is really fast. Wands are pretty fast too. Yeah, but like, I honestly think this is like, we're looking at a window of a couple months. I really got the feeling with this group of like, yes, you have been waiting for a very, very long time, but things are speeding up. Like everyone's gearing up to move now. So I just got this sense of like speed and excitement from this reading. And I would love if you remember and if you feel like it, it would be really cool if you like come back in a couple months and let us know what's happening. But oh, also this is like, oh, interesting. November 20th could be like a significant date, or just like the month of November, because we have like 1 and 1 here, so like 11, and then Judgment is related to the sign of Scorpio. So if Scorpio season is coming up when you're watching this, that could be significant. And I believe November 20 is in Scorpio season. So yeah, keep your eyes out during that time as well. But yeah, okay, I'm glad I was nosy. I had a feeling it was going to be fast. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that these appeared. But yes, group number 3, those are all the messages I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And definitely check out Chloe Taylor's video as well. In her video, she's going to be going through what is it that you can do to meet your soul family or facilitate the union with you. What are the steps that you can take? So if that's something that you guys are interested in, then definitely check out her video. I'll have it linked in the description as well as in the pinned comment. And I will also have my Instagram linked if you would like to follow me there. I post weekly pick a card readings as well as new moon and full moon readings. So if you would like more content, not exactly like this, it's a condensed version, but if you would like more readings, that will be linked for you guys as well. And I also have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 3, I'm sending you guys so much love, and much love to each and every one of your soul family members and to your spiritual team as well, and also to your ancestors. Much love to them. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the Goldstone, I don't know why I cannot remember the name of this freaking stone, but I always have to think about it for a second. If you chose the Goldstone and the Illusori Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So like I mentioned in the intro, the soul family members that are coming through in today's reading will be those members who are ready to come into your life or ready to come into a full union with you. And so they would like to make themselves known to you at this time. So the individuals present in this reading are not necessarily your entire soul family. There may be many soul family members out there who are still waiting for you, and you may even already have soul family members in your life already. So I feel like if we talk about every single soul family member, it's just going to be really long. So I am narrowing down this reading to those who are coming into your life next, or with whom you are coming into a union very soon. So with that being said, we're going to figure out who they are, what they're like, what they are here to teach you, what type of connection you will have with each of them. We're also going to see what your relationship is going to be like, and more broadly, what your life is going to be like after these unions come in. And then we are going to finish off the reading with messages and advice from your soul family's higher selves. So the first thing that we have to do is figure out who's coming through today. So I'm going to use this little tarot deck for that. What I've been doing is pulling a few cards from this deck, and every time we get a major arcana or a court card, so a page, knight, queen, or king, that represents one soul family member who is coming through. So let's see for group number 4, which soul family members are ready to enter group number 4's life or to come into a full union with group number 4. I make that distinction because you may know who some of these people are, or they may be in your life, but you're not quite in your full union yet. So I want to leave that open for like, you know, new faces as well as familiar faces that will be further developing. There we go. Further developing in the near future. Group number 4, who wants to come in? Who is coming into union? We have the King of Pentacles. So right off the bat, we have a court card. This represents one soul family member. I've been taking 4 cards for this part, by the way. We have this is the Knight. Yes, the Knight of Cups. So that's another soul family member. We have the 9 of Swords. And let's get one more for group number 4. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so in this reading, there are 2 soul family members who want to come forward and make themselves known to you because they're entering your life soon. So we have King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups representing these people. So the next thing that we want to do is figure out what they're here to teach you, or what type of connection they're here to have with you. So from this oracle deck, as you can see, there's different images on the backs of the cards, and basically I've like assigned each image a type of connection. So we're gonna see if they're here to have a love connection with you, a friendship, a business partnership, or something else. So let's start with the King of Pentacles. What are they here to experience with you? What type of connection are they here to have with you? What type of connection is the King of Pentacles here to have with group number 4? So we have 2 cards coming out at the same time, which is actually the first time that this has happened in this whole reading. So it feels kind of special. The King of Pentacles is here to have a friendship with you, as well as to help you advance in your spiritual journey. So we have a spiritual friend here. And what about this Knight of Cups? What is this Knight of Cups here to experience with group number 4? What type of relationship, or what are they here to teach group number 4? Okay, so this is also a spiritual connection in nature. For this image, I think of a connection that's here to awaken you to your spirituality or help you on your spiritual journey. Honestly, I was getting potentially romantic vibes from this Knight of Cups. So for those of you who do resonate with having a romantic soulmate out there who is coming into union with you, this can very well be indicating that romantic partner. Of course, if you're already in a romantic relationship or not interested in romance, it definitely doesn't have to be that type of dynamic, but I was getting kind of a sneaking suspicion that that's what the Knight of Cups is here before. So I would consider this as like a romantic soulmate with whom you share a spiritual connection, and they will really, really deepen your relationship with spirit and your understanding of your own spiritual gifts and your own spiritual mission. And then here, of course, we have a friend who will likely do the same thing, which is really beautiful. And I just noticed, let's just put this here, honestly. I just noticed when I set the deck down that like the romantic love image was at like the very top of the deck. So let's just go ahead and put that there. I feel like that wants to be there. Okay, so let's also talk about these minor arcana that came out too, the 9 of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. This can give us a little bit of insight of where you guys might be at on your journey to union with your soul family, and I think it's really cool that we got a 9 and a 1. In fact, I think this happened in another group as well, where we have the 9 indicating the end of a cycle. Something is reaching near completion. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which represents the beginning of a new cycle. So you're definitely closing off a cycle in your life, a major cycle, and getting ready to begin a new one. But what I'm feeling for this group in particular is that you guys might be kind of in an in-between phase right now. It almost feels like you're stuck in a limbo of some kind where you do feel like you've closed off a cycle. You do feel like you've healed and released a lot of heavy energy and like cut ties with energies and situations that were holding you back. And I also feel like this group has really shed their old skin that wasn't serving them anymore. And yet, it doesn't quite feel like your new beginning has come, which I think can be kind of uncomfortable because, you know, normally when one chapter ends, another one begins. But I kind of have this feeling of like, okay, I ended my chapter and you're just like waiting for the next chapter to start. It feels like it's buffering. It feels like a video is buffering or like a record is frozen. It feels like you might be feeling some kind of holdup or some weird in between. Maybe we'll get more insight on this later in the reading, but I just feel a little bit of like discomfort or confusion. And you're like, is this all? Like, I think that I've closed off my old life cycle. It certainly feels like it's over, but like, am I missing something? Is there still something that I need to heal? Is there still something I need to let go of? If there is any kind of delays in these unions, it could be something on their end, because I definitely feel like you're ready. I definitely feel like you've closed off your last chapter. So maybe we're just like waiting. It's kind of like if you arrived at the airport on time, but your flight is delayed. So now you're just kind of stuck there. This is the vibe that I'm getting. Or maybe you arrived there a little bit early and the flight's on time, but now you just have to wait. But I feel like you've prepared a little bit quicker maybe than your soul family members, which is interesting. I didn't think of this before, but Pentacles and Cups are like the slower suits. So they might be kind of taking their time. This cat's literally sleeping, so if you've been feeling delays or just like confusion, I feel like it's not on your end. I feel like they might just be taking extra time to get to you for whatever reason. I have a feeling we'll figure it out as we go through the reading, but yeah, this is what I'm seeing here. But there is a new beginning coming to you guys. I want to tell you with the Nine of Swords not to worry, because the Nine of Swords can indicate you're kind of like getting in your head and overthinking the situation. And the Nine of Swords can actually talk about like assuming the worst. So, you know, sometimes you might get in your head and get into that way of thinking of like, oh my gosh, what if my soulmates forgot about me? What if my soul family's not there? And that's actually been something quite common that is coming out through this reading. So you're definitely not alone in that. I think that just when we need to be patient, we tend to like expect the worst and overthink about what could have gone wrong. But I really, really want to tell you guys that everything is okay and that a beautiful new beginning is coming for you. And also there's a little tidbit of information here with the Ace of Pentacles. This new beginning could indicate a new job offer, or it could indicate financial upgrades. This is like new sources of income, like new streams of income, or an elevated income. Upgrading your lifestyle, moving up in your career. So you are about to be blessed professionally as well as materially. Let me put you on a stand because you're wiggling. Yeah, and actually with this friend being the King of Pentacles, this could very well be someone that you do meet in a work situation or in a school situation. With the Knight of Cups, I'm not sure. Some of you guys might know who this is already. Some of you guys might not. But I feel like this person is like completely new. This King of Pentacles person is completely new. And I feel like you're in a new environment. I feel like you guys are getting some kind of promotion or like getting transferred or getting a new job offer. I don't necessarily see it. Well, it could be, but for most of you, I don't necessarily see this as like a radical change from what you're currently doing. It's more like something you're already working on and you're moving up in it. And so you have extra responsibility, extra pressure, extra eyes on you, but at the same time, that means extra reward and, you know, extra payback and a more lavish lifestyle and more prestige to your name, like a better reputation. It's kind of giving me Six of Pentacles vibes too, like with more power and more payback comes more responsibility and more pressure, which is something the Six of Pentacles makes me think of. But I feel like this King of Pentacles, this friend's presence in your life would make you feel so much more comfortable. So like, you might be worried, what if this is too hard for me? What if I fail with this new responsibility? What if I'm way in over my head? What if I bit off more than I can chew? It's like you're worried that the pressure is going to be too much, or like you might be dealing with a little bit of imposter syndrome as you step into this new role or this higher role. And this King of Pentacles just makes you feel so much better. For some reason, and this is not really a trait typically of the King of Pentacles, but I feel like this person has such a good sense of humor. Like they're really observant and they point out the ridiculousness of real life. You know, like they just point out the absurdity. That's the word that I was looking for. The absurdity and the oddities of real life, and just like their commentary on it is so funny. So like, you know, if you have like a day in the office with this person or a day in the classroom with this person, they will just like point out all these little things that are happening and like the funny parts of interactions, and, you know, kind of lightly maybe make fun of like the boss or the teacher. And it makes you feel more relaxed. They just have a really like witty sense of humor. And I do believe that this is a spiritual person, which is awesome, because this is also something we've seen a few times throughout the course of this video. I love to see us getting connected with other spiritual folk. I feel like this is not something you know about them right away, but then you kind of like clue into it because of something that they're doing or something that they have. So like, for example, you come into work one day and they have a huge freaking like crystal point on there. Let me put this here. This is really pretty. No, does it? Yeah, let's put it like that. And they have like a big freaking crystal point on their desk, or maybe you see them at their lunch break watching KINO tarot videos. I'm just kidding, but like watching some kind of, you know, spiritual content, and oh my gosh, and maybe you wouldn't really pin them like that kind of person. But they're like into that sort of thing. I definitely think that you guys will bond over spirituality. I do think there's something work related or education related that like ties you guys. That's not the right word, but that you will spend a lot of time together outside of that and develop a really close friendship. I can also see a really sentimental gift being given to you. Like the example that came in my mind is like, I want you to have, this is a locket that I've had for 10 years. Like you're getting some really valuable, sentimental, and almost like irreplaceable gift from this person that is like a symbol of their eternal love to you. Ooh. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this Knight of Cups person. You know what? I also think, you know, the same way you're meeting this person because of something you're pursuing, like professionally, educationally, creatively, that is making you visible to this person. Like that is putting you on the map to this person. So like, I don't know, maybe they're coming in as like a client of yours or a follower of yours, a fan of yours. I just see the way the Knight of Cups is moving in like this. It's because of something you're doing. It's because of something you're working on that like it gets their attention. Interesting. So are you working with this person too? Maybe collaborating on something. Maybe. I'm kind of getting that vibe. Or like they're taking notice of you because they admire what you do. There's something about you stepping into this new role that makes them really admire you, or if they don't know you yet, that makes them like notice you. And I feel like they're coming in towards you. Because the Knight of Cups, or just Knights in general, are all about motion. And so when I get this card, it tells me, okay, they're moving towards you and not the other way around. Whereas the King of Pentacles, you're going to where they are. Because they're already there. They're already like in the company, in the agency, in the school, whatever it is. And you're coming in there. And then this person is coming towards you. This is someone who is a real softie. They're very affectionate. They're very cuddly. But this is definitely something that you get to know over time. This is a very, very romantic person. They're very romantic. I feel like they do believe, these are both spiritual people. That's so awesome. They do believe in soulmates. They do believe in true love. They believe in someone who will be this perfect match for them. I get the feeling that this Knight of Cups doesn't show that side very often. I also get the feeling that this Knight of Cups has a lot of admirers. But many of these admirers, it's like, ooh, I'm getting like chills right now. I don't know why, but many of these admirers admire, like, I feel like this person's very easy to project on. It's very easy to like project a fantasy version onto them. They could be a Pisces rising. I don't know if that's a trait of Pisces risings, but I just thought that right now. Or have like Neptune in the first house or something, or strong Pisces placements. But I feel like there's just something about them makes it very easy to like project any type of like personality on them. So I feel like a lot of their admirers just like project their version of an ideal partner onto them and don't really see them for who they truly are. It's like they're easily idealized or easily romanticized for some reason. And maybe it's because, you know, they keep their real vulnerable self hidden away. And so I think what really stands out to them is like you truly being able to see into them and who they truly are. And I think who they truly are on the inside on a soul level is not so different from you. I think it's very, very similar. I think the fabrics of your soul are very, very similar. I'm also feeling this is someone who has a lot of hobbies. They would tell you they're a jack of all trades, master of none, but I think they're actually quite good at their various hobbies. I'm specifically seeing a soccer ball right now. So like soccer could be one of their hobbies, or like sports in general, and they're actually like better at it than they give themselves credit for. Or some kind of sport where you use, like, you kick stuff. I don't know if there's any other one. You kick footballs, right? Or like, there's this sport called futsal, which I never heard of until coming to Japan, but like people play futsal, which I think is like a kind of like soccer, but a bit different. Anyway, I'm talking about this way too much. So we've uncovered a little bit about their personality. So now we're gonna get into the tarot deck that you guys chose. There's something about the energy of this group too that's like, it just feels more chilled than the other groups. Not that the other groups were like chaotic or anything, but it just feels more chilled. You guys may be like the older crowd in my community, whether that's in the human sense or the soul sense, or just like the more mature crowd. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys being here today. This deck is really cool. This Illusori Tarot. I think this will be the first video up on the channel using this deck. I have used it before, but I had a tragedy with my data. And I I hope my data can be recovered because I have a lot of videos that I want to share with you guys, and one of them was using this deck, but you know what? Shit happens, so. Okay. Group number 4. So in this part of the reading, we are going to see what your life is going to be like with these soulmates in your life, as well as more details about what your relationship might be like. I don't know why I'm shuffling this way. I usually do it like this, but for some reason that doesn't feel right, so I'm just going to do it like this. What is group 4's life going to be like once they are in full union with these soulmates? We have the Fool. The Fool has come out in everybody's reading. In groups 1 to 3, it came out up here, but for you guys it's down here, but still, like 4 out of 4 got the Fool. And it says beginning. So yeah, there's new beginnings coming for you. The Fool can also talk about new opportunities, and I think it's so interesting, like, if we look at this image, there's all of these faces and then there's a question mark. It's like, I'm seeing this as like all of these candidates and who's going to fill this role, who's going to get the crown. And so I feel like this Ace of Pentacles, you're getting some offer that's really, really going to like upgrade your life. I feel like you're being selected for a position. So you're passing the screening, passing an interview, passing an audition, or whatever it might be, and you're beating out the competition. And you're moving up to like a higher role. And why is the word prestige keep coming to my head? You have more prestige, you have more respect. For those of you who are like, specifically I felt actors, but it could be anything where like you work with various contracts. For some of you, this is like you're getting your first big role, you're getting your first big job. So like in the example of an actor, this could be like you've had maybe a few roles as like extras or like in smaller productions, and this is like your first Hollywood role or like your first big budget role or something like that. And of course, that same principle could apply to any profession, but that, like the actor example was just really easy. We have the Queen of Swords with intelligence. Judgment with resurrection. And the Star with hope. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of major arcanas going on here. So, okay, so we have 2 Aquarius cards here. The Star is associated with the sign of Aquarius, and the Fool is related to the planet Uranus, so I also think of it as an Aquarius card. And then we have a Pluto card here, so I would think of this as Scorpio. Scorpio and Aquarius are coming through, and especially Aquarius. I will just go with the major arcana for zodiac signs, because if I go with these, then we're gonna have like basically all of the zodiac signs, because we have air signs, water signs, and earth signs here. So for this group, Aquarius and Scorpio seem to be significant. That could be your placements of these people. It could also be times of the year that are going to be significant. So like late October to late November, or late January to late February could be significant times for you guys. Okay, so what we're looking at here is how your life is going to change once these people are in your life, and what your relationship is going to be like. We definitely see that there's a new beginning coming here. We've kind of already talked about this with you guys being selected for something. But I think what the Fool is trying to articulate here is that in addition to like the obvious blessings that this new opportunity would bring you, it's also going to bring a lot of unexpected ones. So for example, if you're getting a promotion some predictable blessings are like, okay, I'm going to get more money, I'm going to get more experience, I'm going to learn more, I'm going to have more respect, I'm going to have more status. Like those are obvious things that would come from getting a promotion. But the Fool kind of deals with like being open to like anything is possible. And so even the unexpected and even the unpredictable blessings are going to come to you. So like, I don't know why this example came to me, but an unexpected blessing that you might get from this raise is that like maybe one of your coworkers' dog had puppies and then you get to adopt a puppy. Or maybe you meet someone there who's like really into yoga, so you start going to yoga classes with them. Or maybe you join a book club, or maybe there's like a company trip and you get to go on an awesome vacation. So it's like, yes, the things that you're thinking of, the things that are obvious are going to come to you, but there's also a lot of unexpected gifts that the universe has up their sleeve for you. And I think that's something that's going to change within you in general in this new chapter where your soul family members are in your life, is that maybe you're less rigid when creating your plans, and you're just more open to spontaneity. You're more open to adventure. You become more of a yes person. And I really like that we have the Queen of Swords next to this with intelligence. The Queen of Swords is such an intellectual queen. So I feel like especially some new things that you might be engaging in involve like study or challenging your mind. So you could start to become interested in and study up about a lot of new subjects, maybe a lot of like spiritual disciplines, the history of certain spiritual practices, or like specializing in one spiritual topic and learning everything there is to know about it, maybe studying to gain some sort of qualification. Like Reiki Master is always the first one that comes to my mind, like a certified spiritual practitioner. Or this could also be like studying new languages, or yeah, like just getting into more types of intellectual pursuits. And for some reason, actors are coming up quite a bit for this group. So maybe you're like studying about something that helps you like be a better actor, or like get into character more, or something like that, so that you can like get into your role better because you have the necessary background knowledge. But the Queen of Swords is also Queen of Boundaries. So we definitely see you developing stronger boundaries. These will definitely be people who influence you to respect yourself more and to trust your boundaries. This is actually making me quite emotional, because it's like, yes, they ask what your boundaries are and respect them, but it's like just being in relationships with them makes you realize that like your boundaries are valid. It's weird. Like, I feel like you guys do know what your boundaries are, but we're going from a place of like, I have this boundary. Is this okay? Like, is this an okay boundary to have? Does this make sense? Is this valid? To like, this is what my boundary is because I feel like it. And like not having to explain it and not needing it to be validated or to make sense to the other person. Like there's some contrast that you're feeling here with these people. It could be that they just accept your boundaries without question, and you're kind of left there like, aren't you gonna argue with me about it? Aren't you gonna ask me why? And it's like, no. if that's what makes you feel comfortable, then that's what we're gonna do. Or if that's what makes you feel uncomfortable, then that's what we're gonna do. And by the way, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with asking questions about people's boundaries, because sometimes it's like you just want to know, you want to get to know them better, you want to understand them better. But I feel like this group maybe has a past of like struggling to feel like their own boundaries are valid, and so they're not able to present them with confidence. And so for them to be accepted so easily, it's kind of like a shock. That's how it came through. Like, oh, you're just going to accept my boundary like that? I don't have to like show you a PowerPoint about why I have it and why it's valid. Like, it's just valid as it is. Like, shit. It's like, it's the same feeling of like, not getting ID'd. It's like, you're just gonna let me in? It's like that same like, oh, that was easy. And I don't know, that just made me feel kind of emotional. And yeah. Anyway, Queen of Swords, Queen of Intellect, Queen of Boundaries, also Queen of Discerning. So I feel like, yes, we are embracing structure in our life, we're embracing planning in our life, but we're also allowing for a little bit of wiggle room to embrace spontaneity and to accept new experiences. And the Queen of Swords is also the queen of not taking things too seriously. And I feel like this friend especially is going to help with that, with their sense of humor and their innate gift of just brightening up the situation. This is the type of friend like the most ridiculous thing could happen, like shit just hits the fan and you just look at each other and burst out laughing because of how ridiculous the situation is. Like, instead of like freaking out and panicking, how are we going to solve this? You're just like laughing your ass off. Like, oh my God, what are we going to do? This is so like, this is ridiculous. I feel like, yeah, it's like with this friendship, you can just laugh about the absurdity of life and you feel less alone and you feel like you have, well, because you have a friend through this crazy journey. It's really interesting that Judgment says like resurrection on this card. It's that feeling of like something that once died out, something that was gone is coming back. Maybe one of these connections is a reunion. I mean, it's definitely a soul reunion, but maybe like separations could be ending. Like if you're in a separation with a soulmate or a divine counterpart, separations could be ending. But Judgment refers to, if this is a reconciliation, it would be one where we've really changed. We've really matured, we've transformed, we've upgraded, we've become better versions of ourselves. So that's why we can like come back around and give this another try, because we're not in our old ways. The same things won't happen. Oh, that's so interesting. I don't know, like, I feel like I don't interpret Judgment a lot like that. But it's like a different spin on the Death card, or that's what it feels like right now. It's like the Death card, but with emphasis on the rebirth, with emphasis on the resurrection. If this isn't a reconciliation, well, actually, no, that's still a reconciliation. I was gonna say like reuniting with a previous version of yourself that was lost, especially like an inner child, or a previous version of you that was more hopeful, that was more carefree, that was more of a dreamer, that was more passionate. Like new passions are being resurrected, or like a version of you that you really missed, you know? Like you're coming back to that. You're coming back to that pure essence of yourself. And the star means that, oh man, the star means that the future is so bright for you. And you know what? I feel like the star is indicating even more soul family members coming in after this. Like these two that we see here, these are just the ones that are coming in next. But the star means that there's even more. There's more of us. There's more of us out there, and you will meet us more in the farther future. Actually, you know what? I had an idea for this reading, and then like at the last minute I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it for this group. So I have a die here, and I'm just gonna roll it and see how many others are out there. I think the reason I didn't do it is because I'm like, what if I roll it and it's a really big number? And I'm like, I can't talk about everybody. So, but let's just see. Ooh, this is 6. So there could be 6 more soul family members out there who are waiting for you. That's crazy. Definitely overwhelming if they all came through at once, which is why I decided against the die for most of the groups. But we're focused on these 2 lovely people for now, but there's definitely a lot more to come. Okay, so The next deck that I want to use is the Transparent Tarot. So if you guys haven't seen this deck before, all of the cards are see-through. So basically they can overlap on top of each other and create a picture. So what I'm going to do for this part is ask your soul family to show us a scene from your future with them in it. It could be from them, it could be from them, it could be from both of them. But we'll ask them to show a scene that they think is relevant or that you should know about at this time. And again, I want to shuffle like this. That's so weird. I mean, it's weird for me. I don't mean that shuffling like this is weird. Woo. Okay, wow, that's 4. So you guys have 1 extra. We have the Ace of Cups, which again, it's like a beautiful new beginning. Your cup is full, you're overflowing with love. Another thing that's gonna be different or that's going to be improving in this new chapter is that you guys will take amazing care of yourselves, and it's going to become something that is so intuitive to you right now. I just feel like many people who chose this group are coming from a place where taking care of themselves and living according to their boundaries didn't feel intuitive. So like things like, do I feel comfortable in this situation? Do I feel comfortable with like what this person is doing? It's like you almost couldn't tell. And I feel like that happens when you ignore what you want and ignore your boundaries for so long. Even sometimes like someone will ask me, because I've struggled with boundaries a lot, like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, what do I want to do? I can't tell, because I feel like what I want to do is so often influenced by like what I think the other person wants, and like I don't want them to be like bored or annoyed or disappointed. So I'm just like, what do you want to do? Anyway, this isn't about me, but I feel like learning what your body needs and what your mind needs at any given moment is going to become very intuitive. So you can tell like, oh, do I need to take a rest right now? Like, do I need to eat something right now? Do I need to cancel this plan? You don't like labor over those decisions for such a long time. Like, what's the right thing to do? You just know, like, okay, I don't want to go out. That's it. I'm not going. And then you cancel the plan and you don't think about it because you're like, I know I did what was right for me in that situation. Or like, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. And like, that's it. It's like there's no, I guess, like inner debate about it. It just becomes very easy for you. And this is obviously something that takes a lot of inner work on your own. So like, bravo, for real. But I definitely think that these connections help with that because they encourage this version of you so much. Yeah. We have the 5 of Wands, which I want to put under here. So they're ready to fight, like with anyone or anything that would get in the way of your inner peace. They're ready to fight. And I feel like they can read you so well. So like while you're learning to listen to yourself and check in with yourself, they're kind of like watching and observing you as well. You know, like, okay, it kind of looks like you need a break. Are you okay? And you check in with yourself and you're like, oh man, like they're really, really looking out for you. And I feel like they can tell if you're like overexerting yourself or if you're uncomfortable. And if someone else is making you feel uncomfortable, like they have no problem fighting. Like they got your back. We have the Page of Swords. I feel like, yeah, something that has maybe really gotten to you guys in the past is like people's gossip or people's opinions or people's comments about you. And as you move into this new role, you know, the higher up you go, the more this does increase. Like, again, for an easy example, like if we go back to the actor, you know, the bigger they get, once they get in that Hollywood role, that's when all of the opinions start coming in, all of the good critics and the bad critics, and you know, you could really let that get to your head. So I feel like they help you kind of like ward off this bad gossipy petty energy and help to remind you what really matters. You know, so whenever something would come in to try to like disrupt your inner peace, like they've got your back, they're fighting for you. I'm not saying that you can't fight for yourself. It's just hard out there. Like it's hard out there, and we like, sometimes it's just better when you don't do it alone, and when you have like people who got your back. Us humans, we gotta stick together on this earth. And then we have, we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so whether it's someone else coming in to like talk shit or coming in trying to disrupt your inner peace, or whether it's like your own feelings of getting down on yourself and being hard on yourself, like they will not tolerate it. I was just watching, it was an interview. You know those interviews that celebrities do where they answer common Google searches and they like peel off the Google search and it's like all of these questions about them. It was like a few years old, but it was Winona Ryder and David Harbour, aka Joyce Byers and Hopper from Stranger Things. And Hopper kept like making jokes that he's fat, and Winona Ryder was not having it. She's like, stop it, I mean it. Like basically like, stop fat shaming yourself or stop making those comments about yourself. And like she was getting not aggressive, but she's like, you know, like stop that, I'll fight you kind of energy. And I remember seeing comments like people thinking that was so sweet, that was so endearing, it was so wholesome. This is the kind of like pep talk that you get from these soulmates, and this is the kind of hype that you get from them. Like, I will not tolerate, and actually I meant to say this, but when I was talking I saw 4141 on the camera timer, which makes me think of home. So I do think that you will like buy a house with this person and live with this person, the Knight of Cups. And I just heard them saying like, in this house we do not tolerate bad mouthing of group number 4. Like that's, ooh, I just spit a little bit, sorry Knight. That's a house rule. We don't talk about that. So this is like, yeah, this is like a spouse that you live with, or like a really close friend that you live with. Unless of course you're already living with your spouse, in which case ignore me. But yeah, I love that. Like this is you see how the cup is the biggest image? It's bigger than this, it's bigger than this, it's bigger than this. The cup is huge. And this is your inner peace. And this is your self-love. And it's the biggest because that's what matters the most. And that's what we're protecting, and we won't let anything get near it. We put it above all. Yeah, and the same goes for everyone. Like in this house, in this soul family, our peace comes first, because we fought too hard for that to let some dumb shit like this get in the way. It is the most important thing, and is what we always protect and preserve. And with that being said, I feel like this is such like drama-free, stress-free type of relationships. What is your past relationships like, or like your upbringing like? Because I do feel like turbulent relationships in the past of this group, almost to the point where like at some point dysfunction felt normal, or it still feels normal. And like you will feel like you're being pranked at how easy a healthy relationship is, or like how quiet and peaceful a healthy relationship is. And I just heard like you're getting a bad taste out of your mouth. So those of you who do have turbulent past relationships, you're getting that out of your system. You're deleting that program and you're installing a new peaceful one. So the last part of this reading, we are going to get messages and advice from your soul family's higher self. For this case, each one has 2 cards, which is different from every other group, which tells me that they have a lot to say to you, and can also be indicating how openly they communicate with you, and how you will literally be like constantly talking to these people like all day, every day. If you haven't met this Knight of Cups yet, that's like a surefire sign. Like if your communication is really, really frequent and really, really sweet, because I feel like that's definitely their style. And they open up to you quickly because it just feels right. Because remember, that's not really like, they're not really going around opening up to everyone and like showing all their cards to everyone, but it just feels right with you. So they're talking their head off and opening up a lot. Okay, so let's start with, come on, Nails, you can do it. Okay, let's start with messages from your King of Pentacles, co-worker, classmate, funny, spiritual pal. Balance, slow down, lighten your load so you can float. Maybe you need a nap like this little cat. Oh, we are one. Look up at the moon. The same moonlight connects us all. In the end, we are more similar than we are different. We are in this together. I love the combination of this, like, lighten your load and we're in this together. Like, and I feel like that's why you can take life less seriously, or even like come to a place where you can laugh about your struggles, because you're not alone. I feel like whatever life throws your way, loneliness or like going through that alone is like the biggest struggle. If we have our friends, we have everything. And let's look at the messages from your seahorse, from your this person could be Year of the Horse, by the way, which, wait a minute, no, Year of the Horse isn't 91. Year of the Horse is 1990. But like 1990, 1991, early 90s people could be significant to this group. Or what's the other Year of the Horse? 1978? Yeah. Anyway. Listen more than you speak. Listen to understand, not to reply. Listen with empathy with your whole body. Notice what is not being said. Ooh, this definitely speaks to the type of connection that you have with this person. Like a total empathy for one another, a total desire to understand. Like, yeah, it's like you're listening to understand. You're not listening to like jump to conclusions or to formulate your next argument. You're just listening to understand. And you're free to speak whatever's on your mind. And listen with your whole body. Notice what's not being said. It's like you notice the subtle cues from each other. You're really, really in sync. You're really in sync with each other. You can sense each other's like subtle moods. And fall back, which is actually the name of this deck, fall back. Someone's publishing something as well. Like you're publishing something, or this knight is publishing something, or you're both publishing something. Maybe you're doing it together. Retreat, pull back your energy, step away, take a needed break. Okay, so both of them are saying chill out, you need a break. You will awaken to a new point of view. It's amazing what a perspective shift can do. Yeah, I feel like you guys, you need, if you can't take a break right now, because I know that being able to take a break is a privilege, I feel like even a really good night's sleep for you guys could work wonders. It could really clear your mind, or just like recharging yourself in some way. It's been a few times where I'm like catastrophizing, I think is the word, things in my head, and I'm like, what's it called? I feel like everything is doomed, and I'm like being very dramatic, and then I get a good night's sleep, or I like eat a good meal and I'm like, oh wait, everything's fine. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you guys might be running on empty right now, because both of your soul family members are coming through to say like, you gotta relax a little bit, and don't worry, once we're here, we're gonna help you, we're gonna carry our loads together, and life will be easier, and life will be more fun, we promise. Yes, so group number 4. Ooh, we're going long today. I feel like this is also the longest. It's funny, you guys have the smallest number of soul family members, because like the other groups, I think they all had, no, one of them had 4, and then 2 of them had 3. But you guys, even though you only had 2 coming through, it's still the longest reading, because they just love you so much and they have so much to say. That's awesome. And even some secondary characters appeared. They're like, we're here too. If you want to know about these other 6 people, maybe, I don't know if you want to choose another group after all this. This has been going on for like 50-something minutes. So I don't know, maybe another day you'll watch someone else's soul family video and find out more about these other folks. But wow, how loved you are, and what a big, beautiful family you have. Anyway, yeah, thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and definitely check out Chloe Taylor's video as well. In her reading, she's going to be going through what you can do, what steps can you take to meet this soul family and to come into that union with them. So that will be linked in the description as well as in the pinned comment if you would like to watch that video too. And I'm also gonna link my Instagram, where I post weekly pick a card readings as well as new moon and full moon readings. So if you would like to see more of my content, that will be linked too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 4, I am sending you guys so much love to your King of Pentacles and your Knight of Cups. I wish I could hug you all. And much love to your spirit guides as well, your spiritual teams. Thank you very much for being here. I truly appreciate your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.